All right, here we go. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the stream. Hope you are all having a fantastic afternoon, morning, evening, and night, whatever it may be for you. Welcome you all to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic time. We are here. We are live. It is the UBL Season 4 time, and we are going to be breaking down the draft stream with the one and only partner in crime, that is the legend of Poijz.
What's going on? Hello. Hi, I'm here. Coach of the Detroit Littens, you know, the team that's gonna win.
Oh, some trash talk already. Well, you know, you are trash. We are here though. We are here, guys. We are here with the legendary Poijz. And this is the first for you. This is the first time you're here, debuting in UBL, so welcome. Yes. Welcome. We're gonna break you in. You're gonna lose miserably, so enjoy. But welcome, chat. Thank you all so much for coming down and hanging out with us. I hope you all having a fantastic day. I see Matthew in the chat. What's good? Ryan's in the chat as well. How are you doing? Centerpoint Ross. What's good, my dude? How you?
Just saying, Ross. I won last one.
How you guys all doing? How you guys all doing? Brenneman's in the chat. What's good? Cool Fire. What's good? What's good? Boltax in the chat as well. Welcome. I hope you are well. Welcome to the stream. Mudkip, how you doing? If I've missed anyone, let yourselves be known. Parker's in the chat as well. What's good, Parker? How you doing? Cosmic's in the chat. All you legends coming through. Thank you guys so much coming down to support your boy and the stream. But here we go, guys. I'm gonna be your host, SilverBeanie. I am the coach of the Crystal Palisades, the best team in the UBL. So hope you're here to support your boy.
And I got my Detroit Littens underwear on.
Did not expect that coming through. Did not expect that. Yo, how you guys all doing? Burrito, what's good? What is good? Picks for a friend. Yo, why not? Yo, go Crystal Palisades, indeed, team, indeed. But we are going to be here. We're going to be breaking down the draft for season 4 this time around. This is part 2. Part 1 was actually taking place over on AutoMatthic channel, and they actually hosted the Shield draft yesterday. Today is the Sword draft, so it's split in 2. So that is how it is going to be going down. We're going to quickly break down some of the rules. So the stream as an overall is how it's going to work. We're going to, between myself and Poijz, we're going to kind of be chatting back and forth for the next hour or so, or whatever. Breaking down the draft each and all the picks that were chosen, and then we are gonna be having a discussion. 16 coaches in total were are competing in this season, and as I say, they're split into 2 lots of 8s. Yeah, 2 lots of 8, and it's also kind of to compensate the fact that there's a little bit of a lack of mons to choose from, as you know. But battles are going to be commencing in a couple just over a week. If you're watching this live with us now, this draft stream will also be going up on YouTube. So hi, if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, do show some love on that like button, subscribe, and check out all the coaches. And speaking of checking out all the coaches, if you are in the chat right now, you can type !UBL, and that'll take you to a doc, and you can see all the links and all the coaches and the Twitters and the YouTubes, and most importantly, you can also check out the official UBL website, which is available. I'm going to put up on the screen for you now real quick. But the website is absolutely gorgeous. And here it is.
There is no MySpace pages anymore, so we can't.
There is no MySpace. That is very true. But the UBL website is available. You guys can check it out, and you can see all the coaches for both the Sword draft and the Shield division. There we go. And you can kind of just break it down and have a little look, and you can see information about the league and all that other good stuff. So definitely go check that out as and when.
Why am I at the bottom? That's not right.
Well, you know, that's kind of just foreseeing the future of where you're going to place at the end of the league. So that's just how that's going to work out. But yeah, so the rules are very simple. So the draft breakdowns and recaps, they're going to go live over the course of next week. Week 1 battles will be the week after, week 2, so on, and etc. Battles will be going up on Wednesdays, so a little bit different, whereas usually most battles tend to go up on like Saturdays or Sundays and stuff. This is going up on Wednesdays, so you get a bit of midweek battles. So it's going to be some good times. But this is it. This is how we're going to go down. The battle clause is very straightforward. There's like 6 Pokemon that were banned: Aegislash, Eternatus, Zacian, and Zamazenta. They were all banned. Mew was available though, which no spoilers, it also got picked.
Even though that Smogon banned Darmanitan, Galarian Darmanitan, it was available.
Yes.
In this draft.
Yes. So yes, that is very true. Even though Smogon tiers do ban certain mons such as Gorilla Tactics Darmanitan, that is actually legal and available in this season. So that's going to be interesting. That is going to be an interesting one. But the standard clauses going to be taken into effect. Sleep clauses, there's no Dynamaxing allowed, which is a little bit interesting. So it'll be curious as to how people play with that. And there's no baton pass allowed and things like that. And you've got to be careful how you select your moves and stuff. So that's going to be how it's going to go down. And then most importantly, it's the draft itself. This is the draft order. You've got Detroit Littens, coached by the one and only Poijz. They got the first pick, so they're going to be breaking down their choices and stuff first, and then we're going to have the Nijmegen Nuzleafs, coached by AutoMatthic. They're going to be taking the second, and then Toronto Leaf Storms, coached by OPJellicent. Adelaide Honchkrows, coached by Kreselle. The Bowland Bovines, coached by DrSlaking, and then we've got the Copenhagen Sawsbucks, coached by Frosted. The Kansas Razorwinds, I lost my train of thought there, but yep, the Kansas Razorwinds, coached by JBWestside. And then your boy with the Crystal Palisades, coached by yours truly. So that's the draft order. It is a snake tier format, so the draft will go from 1 to 8 and then back up. So that's how it's going to go down. So without further ado, should we kick this underway?
Yeah, we should.
We should kick this underway. Let me know if there's any audio issues, if myself or Poijz need to go up or down in volume, the music, etc. Let us know. And $20 on Copenhagen Sawsbucks. Yo, Frosted will be pleased to hear that. Yo, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, dude?
Yeah, most of the teams, you got to remember that if you're from the United States, that they're going to be, obviously we have a huge variety of people from the UK, other sources, the United States, and I think there's, and I know AutoMatthic from some, I can't remember where he said, I lost my train of thought, but yeah. There's going to be teams that you're probably not familiar with hearing because it's part of their home state or home country. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, pretty much. They're going to be a lot of the teams are going to be sort of themed around depending on obviously where they live. The boy's a British citizen, so based on a British team.
Arkansas, correctly.
So, let's do this though. But let's do this. So round 1 kicks off, and first pick gets made, and you guys already know the format. We've just gone over it, but round one was made by, unfortunately, the one and only Poijz, who picked up this thing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I ended up drafting. It was the top 2 picks were going similar to either what I did. I want Galarian Darmanitan, or did I want Dragapult? I wanted something new. Obviously Darmanitan's new, but I've used Darmanitan regular in a lot of battles. It's like, Dragapult could be a good thing to work with. It's got ghost typing, gets clear and curse body ability, speed of 142. I think absolutely is crazy in speed. Attack stat is 120. It gets, its attack stat's good, but doesn't really get that many really good offensive move types. Gets a lot of special, like Thunderbolt, Fire Blast. Gets U-turn, and then Draco Meteor as well. So this thing is going to be an absolute tank in offensive greatness, and then also it's going to be really fast. That's kind of why I chose it.
Yeah, I hear you there. It's, as you say, it is very fast. It's actually one of the fastest in the game. And yeah, I'm a bit jealous that you picked it.
Yeah, no, you told me.
That was you'll notice a trend. Poijz did quite a bit of sniping. Despite the fact
from who though? Who did I snipe?
From me. They sniped me quite a bit. Despite the fact we were on opposite sides of the draft, which is quite ironic. But that's that. But hey, so round 1, you picked up Dragapult. That was an expensive pick, but a very good decision. Expensive. Very good decision, because it was going to go within the first few rounds anyway. So, and you'll notice that the first round, literally pretty much everything that just super overpowered gets sniped up. So unfortunately, with your boy being right at the end, yeah, exactly. With me right at the end is a little bit trickier for me, but hey, but that was pick 1. So Dragonball, good pick. Moving on now to pick number 2, we have AutoMatthic. And AutoMatthic did the one thing that we were afraid people would do, and they picked up the Galarian Darmanitan.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah, the thing's gonna be pain.
It's gonna be a nightmare. Guerrilla Tactics is basically a free choice band, and you slap a choice staff on that, or an additional band on that. Yeah, like you could essentially give this thing a double band, and it's just gonna wreck souls. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be
a good time. I'm not looking forward to that one, but you know, it's got really good physical attack, base 108, base 140, sorry, and then base what is it, 95 or something speed. So it's got decent speed. It's frail as heck, but
it's got you gotta remember, very expensive.
Yes, it was also the most expensive mon available. It was 200 points. All the coaches got 1,000 points to basically build a team of 10 Pokemon. And there was no like additional points like earnable, like whereas before, like if you drafted a Mega, depending on the tier, you could earn more points back. There was none of that. You had 1,000 points, you get what you want. So yeah, they picked up Galarian Darmanitan. It is, we're surprised as well, but you know what? There it is. But that's pick 2. Moving on, pick 3. We got OPJellicent here, coach of the Toronto Leaf Storms, and they picked up Hydreigon. What do you think about this?
I mean, Hydreigon has to be one of my favorite picks. I mean, overall, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it. I mean, obviously very specially offensive, obviously, but it can do a lot of stuff. I mean, it's got that dark typing, which is unique, and then the dragon obviously can be overpowered. Yeah. So, and I believe it also gets U-turn. So
it does get U-turn. Yeah, levitate. It's the only ability it gets, which is quite interesting. But it now gets access to Dragon Dance, which it never got before. So that could help support its physical attacks. It's got decent attack. Yeah, increases its base 98 or something speed. It does get nasty plot. Yeah, nasty plot as well. This thing got a huge buff. I'm not surprised to see it go very early on. OP's a phenomenal player. They do a lot of competitive. So this will be interesting to see how they work around.
He's the reigning champion, I believe.
They are indeed the reigning champion. That is also very true. OP is the reigning champion. They won the season 3 last year with the Old Sun and Moon format. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on with Sword and Shield. It'll be interesting to see. But time will tell. There's a lot of battles ahead. Coming in now, pick number 4, we have Kreselle, coach of the Adelaide Honchkrows. And they're going to pick up a mon that I was a little bit upset with. Now, this was a snipe for me because I really want to snag this. They picked up Corviknight. Now, it's a low tier mon. It was in the tier 160, so it's a slightly lower tier. And this was a snipe for me. I was a bit upset with this when this was snagged. It's a really good steel attack. It's quite slow. It's only like base 60 or something.
Yeah.
But
it's got really good defenses, and then it's got good defense of 105, and then its HP is 98. Plus, you get that. The new ability in the game called Mirror. So I mean, I think it's gonna be a wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's a low tier. Well, it was one below, but yeah, no, it's as I say, because it can also use the advantage. It can use Iron Defense and then Body Press with that high defense stat. It literally is a beast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great pick. They did a good job snagging this, but damn, that was annoying. There's a load of snipes, no doubt, going on throughout the entire season.
Yeah, especially the first round, you just don't know what to do until it's your turn.
That's it. I mean, your team starts building once you pick your first mon, and that wasn't available to me. But moving on, pick number 5 is coming through, and we got DrSlaking snagging up Excadrill. Now, this was my backup, and that was a snipe. Because I wanted Excadrill. Excadrill is an absolute phenomenal mon. Usually you do see it tend to go early on though. Steel and ground type, electric immunity, it's decent speed.
Yeah, plus if anybody's seen a draft league, everybody knows what Excadrill can do in the terms of with sand. So
yeah. Sand Rush.
So you just know that with that Sand Rush that it will just. It's got crazy HP of 110.
Yeah.
Attack of 135. And then
exactly.
If you get that sand in play, then it's definitely going to make its speed increase. And it's just hard to beat.
Exactly. It gets rapid spin plus with the buff of rapid spin gives you a +1 speed. Now it's also base 50 attack. Like this thing has become a threat, and yeah, I'm not surprised to see it go straight away. It's quite interesting in the sword and in the shield division. I'm pretty sure Excadrill didn't get picked to like 4 or 5 rounds in.
Oh wow!
Which is quite interesting. So it just goes to show how crazy. But yeah, Excadrill goes to DrSlaking there. Coming in now with number 6, the Copenhagen Sawsbucks, coached by Frosted, snagging up one of probably the most offensive and dangerous mons in the game.
Yep.
Dracovish.
Yeah,
like
that thing gets too crazy abilities and Vicious Rend and then Strong Jaws as boosted, plus its stats across the board are just it's not right.
It's nuts. It's got decent stats all round, as you say, and plus with Vicious Rend, this thing's just brutal. And it's a really good typing being water and dragon. Like it doesn't have that many weaknesses.
Exactly.
And it's just insane. Like I don't know how else to explain it. It is literally insane. Yeah, again, you're not shocked to see it go. I honestly was expecting it to go within the first few picks. I'm pretty sure in the Shield division as well, it went like within the first few picks as well. So, yeah, I to be honest, I probably would have tiered it a bit higher. It was definitely a steal in the tier 140s.
Yeah, definitely.
Was it 4th pick? Yeah. So
I mean, technically, still, it's not that. There was just a lot of picks. Maybe it should have went before Excadrill, I guess, in Corbin. I think it could have been up there with Dragapult and had Darmanitan to be fair.
That's it. Who knows? Let's keep going though. Moving on, we got round pick number 7 here. And Mew was snagged up by the JBWestside. And we all know what Mew can do. Mew is it can do anything it wants. Quite straightforward.
I was gonna say Mew can do anything. He can learn every single move in the game.
Yep.
And obviously, there's 100 across the board. It
can learn whatever it wants. TMs, TRs, you name it, it gets it.
Special defensives.
It's just so unpredictable. It's hard to see. Like it's a great first pick because you can literally just pretty much do whatever you want for the rest of your team. It is. It'll be interesting to see what they pair it with, which we'll find out actually very soon. But yeah, Mew does everything, and you typically tend to see it go very early. So the fact that it lasted right to the end of the first round is quite interesting.
All right, now coming in with the last pick is your boy Silver, coach of the Crystal Pylosans. Now, what did you pick up?
Well, we picked up a bulky boy. I really wanted to snag that steel type. I was looking into this. There were barely any steel types available. This draft, this league didn't have that huge option, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to snag one of the few good steel types that are left, and we grabbed my boy Ferrothorn.
Yeah, Ferrothorn's really good. You got can do Leech Seed as Leech Seed's cover. You can set spikes. It has Iron Barbs too, so you got damage back with Rocky Helmet. Double damage.
Double it. That's it. That's the strat. Jarable hits hard. It's slow, but it does really good offense. But gets knockoff, it's great. Yeah, it does and it's a grass type as well, which is really nice. There's not too many good grass types in this
crazy defensive stats, and then you got good physical attack. So
exactly, I was really pleased when I snagged this up. So hopefully it's going to put in the work, and I'm quite excited for this. But no, I was really pleased with that. That was my first pick. I was quite happy with that. But we do get the back-to-back pick. But before we go into that, any standouts for you?
I would say definitely, like you said, the Dracovish probably would probably be one of the biggest things because I've seen and heard so much about this fossil Pokemon and how crazy it is, and the fact that it went, I would say, kind of late first round. I think that's probably the standout pick. I think that one's going to be the MVP of the season right there.
I definitely agree. Dracovish is going to be brutal. It'll be interesting to see how Frosted handles it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one. Okay, well, let's move on to round 2. Round 2, we kick off, and your boy goes first, and we snag Conkeldurr. It was in the same tier as Ferrothorn, and again, I really wanted something that can hit hard, can smack things like with stab, like Mark Punch gets priority with that. It's got such a good variety of moves. It gets the elemental punches, poison jab. It does lose out on knockoff in this gem, which is a shame, but
oh yeah,
it has a great move pool otherwise. Drain Punch is amazing. It's Stone Edge. I really like this. I was really pleased when I snagged this. I figured because I honestly didn't think it was going to last another round. Because I had to wait because I'm picking first here. I have to wait another 16 picks until I get to
15,
pick again.
15 or something.
Yeah, 15 picks. So I was thinking this was amazing. Yeah, it gets Defog as well. I thought this was a brilliant pick. I thought it paired quite nicely with Ferrothorn.
I mean, it does. Yeah,
I was quite pleased with that.
Plus, you got your physical, one of your physical attackers for fighting.
Yeah,
so
exactly, that was it. So it's a great physical monster. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that.
Slap a Assault Vest on that. It's good.
That's it. Coming in now. Next up, we have got Marolt linking up with that
the
Mew.
Arkansas Razorwinds, because you can't say Arkansas.
Okay. Hilarious. Moving on. So they get a Komodo to pair up with this Mew. What are your thoughts on that?
Komodo is kind of I've never really used it, so I can't really say. I mean, obviously, it's probably, I wouldn't say it's the worst dragon, but it has one of the worst dual typings, I think, with the dragon and fighting. So I mean, with fairy type being there. But it does get some, is Clangorous Soul banned?
It is, yes. Clangorous Soul is banned. So there is no souling up there.
So, I mean, if you think of it this way, it gets D-Dance, it gets Drain Punch, Close Combat, and then obviously do Dragon Claw and such. So, I mean, it is a very...
It's the elemental punches as well.
Yeah, true.
And it's got 3 great abilities. It's got, Overcoat, Bulletproof, and whatever the other one is. It's got
the one that blocks sound or whatever, I think. Yeah.
Soundproof. That's it. I think it's soundproof.
Is that soundproof or bulletproof, whatever it is?
I don't know. It's got 3 great abilities though, but I think it's a great pick. It's got really decent bulk as well. Obviously, yes, it does share a times 4 weakness to Fairy, one of the best offensive types in the game.
Do you think it was early for this to go?
Yes and no. There's not a huge amount of dragons in this season, so I'm not surprised to see it go this early. But at the same time, not surprised to see it this late. Coming in next though, we get hang on. Yeah, we get Frosted linking up with that Dracovish, picking up Cinderace.
Remember, so this does not. So even though the Pokemon Bank is coming out in the following month, it does not get. Does not allow its hidden ability.
That is yes, yeah. The draft and all the picks made when the season began. They're the picks that are locked in. They can't adjust any additional moves. They can't gain access to new abilities if they're unlocked with Home later this month or whenever they get unlocked down the line, etc. So yeah, they are locked with Blaze. But this thing's actually incredible. Base 109 speed. It's a monster.
It's good. It's really fast. Obviously, it gets its signature move of Pyro Ball and everything. Yep. So I mean, its regular stats are. I mean, what do you got? You got 116 attack and 119 speed, so it's very fast and can dish out a lot of damage. So
yeah, exactly. It gets court change as well. So if you've got screens, if your opponent has set up on your side of the field, webs, spikes, T-spikes, things like that, and they've got say light screen and reflects, you can use court change and literally just whip that around, and now all of a sudden you've got all the screens, and they've got all the spikes. That's a busted move
crazy.
If they use it effectively. Compared to Dracovish, that is a scary pair. Okay, moving on. We have got, when it decides to come up, bingo, Goodra paired with that Excadrill for DrSlaking.
Man, so he's already got potentially his his Steel Dragon Fairy Core.
Yes,
almost there.
Almost there.
What is said about Goodra? Goodra is very versatile. It can be special, it can be defensive, it can be offensive. I mean, it gets Sap Sipper as well to handle if you had a switch for a grass type. So
one of the most important things in Draft League is building a Fairy Steel Dragon trio. I'd say that's probably one of the most important sort of combos to fill. And he's over halfway there. He's got his Steel type, now his Scoot type, his Dragon type, as you said, a good bulky one. It's got decent speed. I mean, it's like base 60 or 70, so it's not terrible. It does get D-Dance. It's Dragon Tail. Like, it's got a great move pool.
Yeah.
This is a fun. I think this is a great.
It can be stally too. So
you could run it stally, assault vest it, away you go. Overall, very great pick. Coming in next with Kreselle is Grimmsnarl, pairing up with that Corviknight, another Steel and Fairy type trio on the way. Grimmsnarl sharing, gaining that unique ability, Dark and Fairy. It's the first of its kind. What are your thoughts on that? I think this is a great pick.
I like it. I haven't really. I've seen it used in a lot of various ways. It can do a lot of, like, it can be physical. I think I'm seeing it more physical than special, but it's interesting. I think it's actually got some decent. It's got some good stats of 120 attack, HP and 95. Yeah. And also, forget about it, that also does get Prankster. So
yes, Prankster is. And don't forget, Prankster you can't use against another dark type. But it gets Reflect, Light Screen, it gets Thunder Wave. You can use Bulk Up, Substitute. Like, it's got a great move pool. Like, it's got Spirit Break and what's the move called? Darkest Lariat it gets now.
Oh yeah. Plus Play Rough, Play Rough is
Play Rough. Yeah, it has so much potential. I think this was a great pick. Really good value. Really good value pick. Coming in now, pick 14. We have got OP picking up Hatterene. Very slow mon. Fairy and Psychic, showing that God of War typing. Pairing that up with the Hydreigon. So now they've got their Fairy and Dragon core on the way. Just missing that Steel type. But Hatterene typically known for like Trick Room teams, VGC. It's very offensive, very defensive, and very slow. So this will be interesting to see how they pair it with Hydreigon, being very fast.
Special attack stat though.
Yeah.
It's 136.
Yes.
Special defense.
Yes.
You definitely need a physical attacker for this.
Yes. This is, I mean, he's got two. I mean, Hydreigon, I guess, could be mixed, but this is a very specially offensive and defensive mon. So this is going to be, very scary to handle. You definitely want to try and smack this thing with some physical hits and get this thing withered down. But yeah, great pick, I think.
I love this Pokemon. I think it's just from the look of it and everything. I think competitive stats is gonna be really good. Even
I agree.
with the choice specs, it's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a great pick.
As well. Magic Bounce.
Magic Bounce. Yeah, that's it. So much potential. Exactly. So much potential. It'd be interesting to see how they handle and how they kind of shape up the rest of their team. But overall, very good pick. Moving on, we've got Coach AutoMatthic picking up Bronzong. Very quite interesting to see this go quite early. I think I personally thought this was quite an early pick. But Bronzong, very good Steel type.
That's a good wall. I mean, that thing is.
It's a great wall. I mean, I think at this point though, there weren't too many good Steel types left. So to an extent, I can see it going this early. But pairing up with the Darmanitan. Yeah, that's true.
You want to set stuff up with like.
Yeah, because it gets it gets Rapid Spin. Does it get Rapid Spin? Actually, yes, it does. I don't think it does actually. It gets Screens. I know that much. It does get Rocks, so it's got potential. Plus, it's got Heat
Proof.
You have
that Psychic Steel type. I mean, having a
Steel type. Levitate. So it's really good. Plus, pairing that off with the Darmanitan, that might be quite nice. You can use Darmanitan. You go for that Choice Scarf. Gorilla Tactics U-turn, and just switch straight out into your bulky boy. That is Bronzong.
Agreed.
So I think overall it's a decent pick. But yeah, not too bad. All right, coming in now to close off round 2. It's your boy, and it's your boy, and you picked up an interesting mon.
Yeah, I did. I went with.
You went with a washing machine.
Yeah, I did. Named it my wife. I'm gonna name it my wife. So, anyways, so nah, all jokes aside, but no, I love Rotom Wash and Rotom Heat, and I was trying to decipher which one I wanted more, and I wanted Rotom Wash because I've used it a lot more in competitive play, more familiar with the mon. I think the only thing different in this is it doesn't get defog in this game.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that hinders it a lot. But
doesn't get toxic
really
either.
Good. It doesn't get toxic. Yeah, I know.
Doesn't get toxic.
So it's electric. It's a water. It's a great support mon. Its stats are a defensive stat 107.
Yeah.
Special attack is 105. Plus you get the option to volt switch out and everything.
I agree. I think overall this was a great pick. I've used Rotom Wash a lot competitively, and it's always a mon that's like when you're going against it, it's a nightmare to prepare for. I think because you can run it so bulky.
There's gonna be a theme you're gonna be seeing with my team in the next few picks, so it's gonna, you'll see what's going on. I got some.
He's got a theme here. Ooh.
A little theme. So
I
definitely
okay.
Rotom, and plus I'm a shiny collector, so I love the shiny form of Rotom. So
yes, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, there we go. That's closing off round 2. Any standing out picks for you there?
And that there was a lot of interesting picks. Let's just put it that way. And I think probably the biggest one coming out of that I would have to say DrSlaking coming in with Goodra. What do you think?
Ooh, going in for the Goodra. That was, yeah, I agree. That was a very good pick. Goodra is very, very defensive. So seeing that go this early is not surprising. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how they pair it off. They're still missing that fairy core.
Yeah.
I think overall it was a great pick. I think the Cinderace was a very good pick. I think that was, I think the Cinderace, that was another good pick. But getting that U-turn, Parabol, court change, initiative and everything, I think that was a great pick as well. So overall, you're starting to see the teams really build now, and everything's starting to come together. So round 3 though is kicking off, and you're going to lead us into the way.
Yeah.
So kicking you off, what you got here for us?
So like I said, with the theme of I'm going for, apparently my team's gonna be really thick, so we're going with one of my favorite fairy types in the game, being Clefable. Now Clefable obviously gives me an option to set rocks up, so something I don't have yet, and I really needed that fairy typing, and obviously it's a wish user as well, and wish. So I think it's a great mon overall for a choice that has great unaware ability, special attack of 95. Stats are really well. It can be bulky and 95 HP as well. So it can be it's known to be very. It cannot use minimize. So just before anybody gets that out.
Yeah, there's no minimizing. But unaware is a great ability. Ignoring those stat changes, this can be a nightmare. I do not like Clefable. It's one of those ones you kind of forget about, and until you have to go up against it. You're like, oh damn, that's a thing. So that'd be interesting.
It's been there a minute, so you know that.
A minute, yeah. It's been there for a few generations.
Just a few, just
a couple. Coming in next, seeing another Rotom go. AutoMatthic picks up Rotom Heat. This is I think was a great pick. To see Rotom Heat go did hurt me a little bit. But I think this was a great pick.
Well, you gotta think of it too. I mean, Rotom Heat. I mean, look how much damage. Team.
Yeah.
If you were to try to put a choice scarf on it, double overheat, bam. I mean, that was his first 2 picks right there. So it was a great pickup for him.
Absolutely.
Honoring his first 2 mons.
Absolutely. And you can run this thing quite defensively as well. Typically, it's known to be offensive. You run maybe like Timid, so you got Overheat, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, maybe Shadow Ball. And then if you're running it like Choice Scarf or Specs, you put Trick on it maybe as well. Overall, I think it's a great pick. It pairs quite nicely with that down 9 10 and Bronzong, so overall, quite a good start. Their core is starting to come together quite nicely.
Yeah, it's getting scary.
That is true. That it is.
Next we have the Toronto Leaf Storms and OP coming in with Selgor. So,
yikes.
Selgor definitely is a mon that is crazy fast.
I mean, it's
45 speed.
Well, it's the fastest mon drafted altogether, and I think it's the second fastest mon in the game. And yeah, I mean, to an extent, I'm quite surprised to see it go quite early because it's quite a low-tiered mon.
It doesn't really take hits the best.
No, but you typically just see maybe sashed or something, maybe. But it does get it can accept spikes. It gets bug buzz. It's got some great opportunity. I'm
interested to see what he's gonna do with it. Like you said, he's the defending champion, so
that he is. I mean, they clearly have a strategy up their hands because
he had the opportunity there for his steel type, and he chose to go with the bug.
He went with a bug. He went with the ninja bug. It does get water shuriken as well, which is quite a cool move. So that'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how they play with that. I'm actually quite excited to see what they do with a Selgor. I'm not looking forward to going up against it, but I'm looking forward to see what they do with it.
True.
Up next, Adelaide Honchkrows scoop up one of the bulkiest and most annoying mons in the game, Thechoicespecs.
Correct.
Not looking forward to going up against this thing. Regenerator, Baneful Bunker, you know, Scold, Recover. It's a nightmare. Absolutely.
It doesn't really
nightmare.
dish out. I mean, it can dish out a fair amount of damage, but obviously it gets Regenerator and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Stats though, are just for defense are crazy. 152 defense, 142 special defense.
Exactly. It's just so bulky. I don't like how bulky it's like. Yeah, just say it's got like 150 like defenses, and it's I mean, pairing that with the Grimmsnarl and Corviknight, like you get like, can you imagine in getting up screens with the Corviknight, switching into Toxapex? That thing's just gonna sit there.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna sit there. Baneful Bunker, you know, and set the Toxic Spikes. Oh, I don't even want to look at this thing anymore. It's upsetting me. I'm not looking forward to that. Like, I am not looking forward to that in the slightest. DrSlaking, scooping up one of the best little doggos, Arcanine. Now I've had some experience with Arcanine. I've used it in previous drafts, and it's amazing. Very jealous that they've managed to scoop it up. Intimidate, you know, Flash Fire, Fire Immunity. It's E-Speed. You know,
it also gets Wild Charge.
Wild Charge. I'm pretty sure like it's just an amazing one. Like I'm pretty sure it's just
You can run special. You can run physical.
Exactly.
It can be bulky. You could just be a bulky mon.
You could be a bulky boy. You know, max HP.
Well.
You know, Morning Sun. Like this is a great mon. I think this is a very good pick. Interesting to see that a lot of coaches are starting to disappear from their kind of Fairy Steel Dragon core, and they're sort of getting like 2 out of the 3, and then just like jumping right out. So yeah, DrSlaking still needs that fairy type, but now they're scooping up Arcanine, and we'll see what they do with it. It'll be interesting to see how they move on, how they go ahead with that.
Next is Frosted for the Copenhagen Sawsbucks, and they end up choosing one of my very favorite fairies is Sylveon.
Sylveon.
So definitely a really good pick in my opinion. I mean, it's Sylveon. It can, like I said, it's almost similar to in the sense of Cafable, where it can Wish, but it also gets Protect. And then, obviously you have Moonblast and.
I mean, Hyper Voice Pixelate is deadly.
Pixelate, yeah, forgot about Pixelate.
It is deadly. It's got really good special defense, like base 130, 110, I think, special attack or something.
Probably one of the best, probably the best special fairy probably in the game, almost. Arguably.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best fairy types in the game. I'm surprised to see it go like mid round 3. I thought it maybe would have gone maybe a little bit sooner, but in terms of competitive, this is definitely one of the best evolutions to get your hands on. I think it's also the first evolution, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, I think this is great. I think this is a great pick. Pairing out for the Cinderace and the Dracovish, they're just missing that Steel Core. And overall, I think this is a great snag. Great addition to the. Yeah, very pleased they were able to snag that for them. Up next, JBWestside is picking up Pokekiss.
Yeah.
Another fairy gone.
Fairies are starting to go fast. There's not much left.
Yeah, they are. There are not many fairies left in the game. You'll start to see a pattern. Like once some people start, once like a few coaches start picking up a certain type, all of a sudden, all the other coaches think, "Oh damn, I better pick the same thing." And then the following round, they all seem to disappear. It's you sort of spot that pattern. But yeah, very good fairy type. You know, Serene Grace is a nightmare of an ability to deal with. I'm pretty sure this thing gets Nasty Plot as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it does.
Like Air Slash. Like if this thing successfully gets a Nasty Plot off, you Air Slash your opponent. You're just literally just basically saying, "Hey, flinch, 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 flinch. Are you dead?" Like, I'm not looking for it. You just need to hit this thing with one or two good smacks and just hope it goes down. Pairing it off with the Kamo and Mew though, great core.
Yep,
that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. So then the last pick coming in with your boy Silver for the round 3. What did you pick up?
Well, you know what? I thought to myself, I gotta go with one of my fan favorites, and your boy, for like the God knows how many times in a row, picks up Galvantula. I tell you now, this boy has returned. I have had my boy Gasteric on my UBL draft almost every season, and he has returned. He has returned to me. I love Galvantula. I was so pleased. I was so scared that this thing was going to go. Like, I love it. I love this thing. Sticky Webs, Volt Switch. It doesn't get hidden power, which is a big shame. You know, it would have been awesome if it gained like Mystical Fire, but that would have just been a bit random. But do you know what?
Like you said, the Sticky Webs. I mean, it's got a good speed stat. It's got a
great speed stat. It's
a great special.
I'm so pleased I managed to snag this. Pairing this off though, you know, with Conkeldurr helps Conkeldurr with his speed. Because Conkeldurr's not the fastest thing. So Galvantula it really helps basically just take that back. So we gain our speed with Sticky Webs. And we can and it gives us a speedy boy tap. So I'm really pleased I managed to scoop this up. I was dreading to see if someone snagged it before me, and the fact that it worked its way back to round 3.
Man, if I would have knew that you used this every pick, I would have picked it.
Oh yeah.
Just to snipe you one last time.
No. No. But that's round 3. That was round 3, my friends.
Any pick that stands out for you?
Ooh. Do you know what's interesting? That the pick that stands out is the Selgor. I'm kind of surprised to see that go so early. Another one I'm quite surprised with, I think, is probably the Sylveon. I think the Sylveon is probably the other pick that sort of stands out because I'm surprised it lasted this long in a way.
Yeah.
Really good fairy type.
I have to go with the boy or the Yohaza. Wait, I can't even say that. One of your viewers says Clefable. Like I'm just stuttering over myself.
Halasa, yes. Clefable was the best pick. You think? Yeah. Really?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I have to go with that pick. Definitely.
Not at all being biased.
Halasa. I said it. Sorry. I just gotta choose my pick. You know, my pick.
All right. Well, moving on now. That was round 3. We are making great progress here because we are now jumping straight into round 4. Your boy did get the wheel, so we get to pick again. We do get to pick again, and your boy scoops up a dragon team. We scoop up a dragon. Not just any dragon, though. We scoop up Flygon. Oh, yeah. I was so pleased with this. This was another pick that I was kind of fearing may go. A lot of dragons were starting to disappear. And also I noticed there's not a huge amount of ground types in this league. Like if you look at, there's only like about 10 ground types that are actually decent, if that. Like, although there's only 8 coaches that are picking, but there's really not a huge range depending on how you want to sort of pair it off with the rest of your team. But I thought Flygon was a great pick. It finally gets D-Dance as of Gen 6.
Yeah.
And
first time?
Yeah, finally. Like it took long enough, and it gets first impression now, which is crazy. I love that. This thing gets first impression.
Definitely interesting.
And it only just goes to show that this thing should have been Bug Dragon. Let's just be real. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. But I was super pleased with Flygon. It was a great pick, great value. It was in the tier 80, and I was super chuffed with this. I thought it was a great pick. Can't complain.
Agreed.
All right, like that was amazing. Moving on. JB picks up Doublade. Picks up the Twin Knives.
Now this is very scary for the fact that that it's got an amazing attack and defensive stat, but that's even without having an Eviolite. So,
and it's a ghost as well.
Yep,
that's also scary. I think this is the first team as well that's actually build their Dragon Fairy Steel Core.
Yeah,
so there's that. But yeah, Doublade, I think it was again another great pick. Pop an Eviolite on this thing, and you can set up some swords dances, and this is it's just gonna sit there.
It also gets its priority, right?
It gets Shadow Sneak, which is a great move. So really good pick.
Those SDs up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, really great pick. It's one of their. They don't really have any good bulky mons at the moment.
I don't know if I would have, if it should have went. Do you think it should have went this round that fast? I don't know. Maybe it should have.
I guess. I mean, there's not a huge range.
It's the first one to go under 100.
I know we both picked up Flygon. I think we're the first.
Oh,
that was base 80,
well,
but in the tier 80 group. But I definitely agree. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see it go early, but yes, maybe they'll make it work. Up next, speaking of bulk, we have got Mandibuzz going for Frosted and the Copenhagen Sawsbucks. I think this is a great pick. I actually think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got that dark typing, you got dark flying, and just how bulky this thing is overall. And then it has Tailwind. Obviously, you can make you a little slow.
Yup.
Not to mention everything else. It's a great mod, but obviously you got the knockoff. I mean, its HP stat is 110, defense of 105, 95 special defense. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I've played against Amanda Buzz, I've hated going up against Amanda Buzz.
Yeah. I mean, knockoff, as you say, Ryan, knockoff is now so scarce. Like, the amount of Pokemon that have lost the ability to use the move knockoff now is quite high. Mandibuzz, being that dark type, gains it still, and so now it's got stab knockoff, which is crazy. Yeah, not surprised to see it go. If anything, I'm surprised to see it wasn't gone earlier, I think. But
yeah, I definitely think that was probably a potential second or third round pick right there. But the fact that they were able to get it in round 4 is...
Yeah, no, I think that was a great pick. Props to them. Moving on to our next pick, pick 28. Sliding our way through this nice and quick. We got Whimsicott moving over to DrSlaking and the Bowland Bovines. What are we?
I feel like Whimsicott has kind of forgotten about it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that Whimsicott was a thing. So. But I mean, it's a great Pokemon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whimsicott is, I think it was a fantastic pick. Prankster, it's got really good speed naturally, decent special attack. It's got a nice variety of moves. It gets Leech Seed, you know, got Thunder Waves on this thing, Tailwind as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is a great pick. It does sealed off their core, so they got Exeggutor and now Whimsicott, so that's their Fairy Dragon Steel core done. Overall, I think that was a great pick.
Yeah, definitely I like it. It's got that Grass Fairy type. I mean, obviously 4 times weak to poison, but you got to get past all its prankster stuff. So.
Well, they've got Excadrill sitting there quite comfortably, so they can just switch into those poison types like no tomorrow. But yeah, that was not too bad of a pick. Going into the next pick. Now, this is a mon I'm surprised to see go. Didn't go sooner, I think. I don't know. It's one of those interesting ones.
It's one of those ones that could go either way, I think.
Well, up next is Ditto, going with Adelaide Honchkrows. And Ditto is a very interesting mon. It's a great way to kind of switch in and straight away know what your opponent's set is. You know, you can see their move pool and stuff. Typically, obviously, you run it Choice Scarf, so that way you always outspeed. This thing is an interesting pick. And paired with like Ditto and Grimmsnarl and Corviknight, I feel like that's quite a scary sort of combo.
Yeah.
Dynamax and Gigantamax is indeed banned, yes. But this I think this was a good pick. In a way, I'm surprised it didn't go sooner. I think because I just think like being able to understand what your opponent's set is so early in game, I think is such a huge advantage.
Yeah, true.
I'm just surprised to see it.
And it's always kind of there for a backup because if somebody's set up, you can just throw it down. You're, back in the game. Exactly. So overall, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad of a pick there. Coming in next, pick number 30, we have got OPJellicent, our reigning champ, snagging up Mamoswine. Yikes. Big old yikes. Now, Mamoswine did get a little bit of a nerf because it did lose the ability to use the move Knockoff. It still gets Ice Shard and, Earthquake and Superpower, Stone Edge and all the other kind of crazy stuff. It still gets Thick Fat as well, which is available. So it's still very much so a threat. But the lack of knockoff is, I think, quite huge. Yeah, exactly. And plus, they can also set up rocks, too.
You can set up rocks, yes. I would typically probably see this as a late game sweeper, probably. Coming in, maybe Choice Scarf. Losing knockoff, I think, was a big nerf. Because typically, Mamoswine was also a common lead. You go for that knockoff turn 1.
Yeah, good point.
Now, maybe not as much without that, but it'd be interesting to see how they kind of play around with it. It's got really good attack stat, base 130. So this is a really good ice type. It's one of probably the best offensive ice types in the game. And it's got a good pairing. One of the few good ground types as well left. So overall, that was a phenomenal pick, I think. Yeah, not too shabby there. Speaking of ground types, they're going to start disappearing soon because AutoMatthic snags the ground type themselves with Seismitoad in that water type as well, getting a water immunity with Water Absorb.
This one, I like this pick. I like Seismic Toad a lot.
I think this is a phenomenal pick.
It can still use Toxic. Don't forget that.
It can.
It can either be used physically. It can it's bulky. It can even be used as a special attacker. And I believe doesn't it also get Swift Swim?
It does get Swift Swim. It does,
So
yeah.
if
Swift
you were
Swim.
able to pick up a Drizzle user or set up Rain somehow, this mon can be not only bulky, but be set up as a late game sweeper.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great pick. With that Rotom, like weak to like having a weakness to water, like Seismitoad. Seismitoad is just a nice is a nice switch in, you know. And plus that's another good bulky type to switch in. So they've got Bronzong and Seismitoad as good switch in for the Rotom Volt switching and the Darmanitan U-turning. So
yeah, exactly.
Only weakness to grass, and they've got Rotom, Bronzong that both resist it. So
it's basically a better version.
Otto's team is looking pretty
Gastrodon.
busted. I'm not looking forward to going against this. That's gonna be a scary team. Speaking of scary teams, your team is starting to get quite scary. You pick up quite a bulky boy yourself, actually. Tell us about it.
At the end of this round, around round 4, I decided I needed that steel type, you know? So I went with Tantor, the Kaparaja. Now, I really wanted to start building up this bulky team. And so I love Kaparaja. I just wanted to, you know, test it out. I mean, it gets sheer force. It gets, the heavy metal as its ability as well. Yeah. And then you can use Heavy Slam to double your attack. So I think it is really good. I want to test it out. It's got a HP stat of 122. Its attack stat is 130. Now, the only thing that's really bad is that I think its speed is like 68 or 69 or something like that.
I think it's slower than that. I think it's quite low. I think it's like base 50 or something.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, I know it's relatively slow. So, I mean, but it's going to hit regardless. Its speed stat's like 30. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but like I said, I can do a lot of things. I mean, it gets Earthquake, it gets Power Whip, it gets Heat Crash.
I did not know it got Power Whip. That's mental.
Yeah.
What's gonna do? Slide that trunk?
And then also can set up Stealth Rocks if I wanted to choose a different set. So
nice.
But yeah, it's pretty bulky. I mean,
not too shabby. Not too shabby there.
My team looking pretty thick.
I have to say, your team is looking pretty thick. I mean, if it weren't for that Dragapult, I would say, damn, your team is just not going anywhere. But then you got that Dragapult, you know, and if that thing gets smacked with a good, like, Dark or Ghost type move, you can just say goodbye. But closing off round 4, any standing out picks for you?
If I had to say, I would probably go with the Seismitoad.
The Seismitoad?
I'm a big fan of that.
Okay, yeah, I'm a big. To be honest, I agree. I think Otto's actually like building up their team amazingly. You know, they're still yet to get that fairy type, and I think actually they're still yet to get that dragon as well. Actually, so yeah, that was a great pick. I think.
I agree. I like that. Just the fact that you can do so many things with it. It's just
It's like an equivalent to Gastrodon, because Gastrodon's very similar. It's got similar movesets, but Gastrodon I think is more bulky, whereas Seismitoad is a lot more offensive. It has a lot more offensive pressure. But yeah, great pick. Yeah, very good. Well, that's closing off round 4 there. We're going to jump straight into round 5.
We're at the midway point.
We are crazy enough. We are at midway now, nearly. Once we finish this, we are halfway. That's crazy. But round 5 is we are kicking it off, and you will be leading us along the way. Tell us about your pick.
So I saw that I had I ended up going Hitmonchan just because, you know, I had a couple special, Dragapult more looked at as a special. I mean, even though its physical stats is great, but it has more special moves. Then you have Rotom special, Clefable special. I have Kaparaja, which is physical. So I needed another physical attacker. Not only that, but I need something to get rid of rocks. So obviously Hitmonchan gets Rapid Spin. Like you said, the buff increases its speed. I believe it gets Fake Off. It gets Bullet Punch. It gets Mach Punch. It's all elemental punches plus Drain Punch. So I absolutely love Hitmonchan. I've used it. Yeah. So I've used it multiple times, and I'm excited to use it again. So I had to get one of the Hitmons. I believe this is the first one Hitmon to go.
I think it is actually. And spoiler,
I chose this over Hitmontop because I think Hitmontop or Lee was tiered above this, but I like Hitmonchan a lot better.
That's fair enough. Hitmonchan though is a great pick, and I think it's the strongest offensively out of the 3.
And its stats are pretty well for like defense and everything. I would say it's pretty well across the board.
Yeah, no, very good value. Great pick. Kick us off into round 5. Coming up next, we have got AutoMatthic adding more dangerous things to their team with Poltergeist. If the Sawsbucks wasn't a deadly enough pick, they went and got themselves a teapot. Like,
yeah, I think this is interesting because of the fact like this thing gets shell smash.
Yes.
And then its stats are crazy without the shell smash, which is 134 special attack and 114 special defense. So
yeah, it's nuts. I mean, typically you'll see these things often like White Herb or Sash to successfully, like, you know, they get their shell smash off. But yeah, this is going to be a scary team. Like, this thing gets so many good specially attacking moves. Like Shadow Ball alone as stab is just crazy, and it's not going to be fun to deal with. And pairing that off with the rest of the team, like Bronzong, if it successfully gets up screens. Yeah. Well, I'm not looking forward to that. But overall, they've got a really good core, and their team's really starting to shape up quite nicely. Actually, yeah, they're starting to cover like a lot of the weaknesses as well, which I'm noticing. So now, overall, great pick there for AutoMatthic. Our reigning champ is going to pick up a mon. Now, this was a snipe. I was a little bit upset on this one. They went and scooped up the fastest water type in the game, Empoleon. This was a snipe. I actually really wanted to snag this myself, but it unfortunately did not make its way to me. But this thing's great. Like, it gets really good move pool, especially offensively. It gets U-turn, which is quite nice. It's base 120, so it's really fast, like super fast, and base like 125 special attack. But it gets like snipe shot, which guarantee hits. So even if it goes up against that Sawsbucks, which has water absorb, the snipe shot will still hit it, which is crazy. Ice beam, you know, and it gets shadow ball as well. Got a really good move pool. I just think overall it's a really good mod. It also gets reflect and light screen, which is great. I didn't realize as well. It's quite recently. And it got ice shard as well, which is quite nice. So it's got a really great move pool.
Definitely unique.
It is definitely a unique mod. And pairing it off with their team, which is already quite fast. Like, I mean, when they picked up the Hatterene, you thought, oh, this team's going quite slow all of a sudden. Then they got a Selgor and now Inteleon. All of a sudden, their team's going super speedy. So this is going to be definitely an interesting pick. An interesting mod to sort of deal with, and it'll be interesting to handle it.
See, maybe I'm just on the Inteleon, or like I love the look of Sabo and Drizzle, but I'm just not an Inteleon fan. I mean, it does get U-turn, like somebody said. I just can't get on the train. I
mean, it's not the prettiest of things, but competitively, it's pretty solid.
I think it's startup, it's build up until this was so hype, and then we got Inteleon. And I'm just like,
wow, I like that you just shut an OP down.
I know.
Oh, poor OP. OP at this point has just quit the league because you've upset his Inteleon.
He's probably gonna 6-0 me for that. Just
that's it. Get yourself ready. Up next. Oh, spoilers. Up next is Kreselle and the Adelaide Honchkrows picking up Center Scorch. This was a great pick, I think.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not the fastest one, so I mean it's there, right?
Yeah, I think this is a great pick. I do think it was picked way too early. Like this is in one of the lowest tiers in the tier 40, which is second to lowest. Fire and Bug. I mean, it's not the best defensive type. It's really good offensive.
Yeah,
but
I think what you gotta remember too that there's not very many fire types left.
That is true. I mean, at this point, there really weren't too many good fire types. So
there's not many fire types in the game, period. Let alone.
No.
I mean, I think at this option right here, I think the only option they had was Torkoal, Charizard, and I think the Center Scorch. So
Center Scorch, I think Chandelure and one or two others.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there were barely any.
Went best with the team that they were for.
Yeah, I mean, I probably often see this thing maybe rocking either Focus Sash or heavy duty boots. But this thing's really good. I mean, it hits really hard. It's got decent attack. It's got decent bulk. But it has quite a few weaknesses. I think it's going to sort of hinder it a bit. But then they've got Toxapex and Grimmsnarl. And if the Grimmsnarl successfully gets up those reflects and stuff,
you definitely got to run heavy duty boots on this.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I think Corviknight does also get defog, so that can help get rid of those hazards as well. So overall, it's not too bad of a pick. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of work with this one. Going next, now you had a bit of a spoilers, but you didn't see anything. It's all good.
Yeah, DrSlaking coming in here.
DrSlaking is indeed coming in, and they are going to be picking up.
They are picking up their sand user.
Indeed. they snag themselves a Gigalith, which I'm not quite happy with, because that has now basically given them the Sand Rush Excadrill that they want.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think anybody else is going to pick up a. I don't think anybody else was going to pick up a sand.
Yeah, this is the Gigalith. Yeah, that was the Gigalith. But yeah, no, I think this was a great pick. Well done to them, like, because it was really options between this and I think Tyranitar, and I think Tyranitar is like in the tier 160 if I'm not mistaken. So it was either the Gigalith or the Tyranitar as their sand setter.
Yeah.
The Gigalith was a great pick, absolutely. Can't go wrong with it.
You call it a Jigalith?
It's a Gigalith, yeah. It's a meme.
Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't know if it was a language barrier thing. A country language.
Yeah. That's it. That's Britain's. We can't say that. We can't use the word G, so it has to be a J. It's a Gigalith. But no, great pick. It'll be interesting. How they deal with that. Copenhagen Sawsbucks are coming in next, and they pick up a very good mon. Great mixed choice. Great variety. It's a Silvally.
I like this pick a lot.
Like, Silvally is a great mon. It can be used. They can use any memory they feel like. Make it into any type. I mean, if they want to keep it as a normal type, they can chuck any item on there they want. Multi-attack got a buff this in this generation. It used to be base 95, if I'm not mistaken, and it's now base 90, I think, and it's now 120. Big buff.
And it gets like what, 15 PP, I think it is.
Something like that, yeah. But it's 100% accurate as well, which is crazy. It gets parting shot.
The fact that it has 100, or it does 120, or it's 120, and then it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Plus the fact it doesn't lower any attack stats or anything.
Yeah, I think this is crazy. Great move. I mean, if it had gained that sort of like that buff, but then you sort of were locked into it, maybe it was like one of those moves that once you've clicked it, that's it. You have to keep clicking it. But nah, that's it. They've got themselves this, and it's I think it's a great pick. It does lose the ability to use Flame Charge. It used to get that in Ultra Sun and Moon. It no longer can use Flame Charge, which is unfortunate. So it can't really increase its speed. I don't think it gets agility.
Yeah. Poke got Ryan. I think the only reason why he didn't go with T-Tar was the fact that it was more points. So
yeah, T-Tar is more points.
Yeah, it's just because it's a point-based system. He was trying to go with what was best to save him points later on, because this is the 5th pick, so we still have 5 more picks to go. So that was kind of why they choose Jiggle or Gig. Oh my gosh, I just said what you just told me to do.
Oh dear. Yo, Helix, don't take this the wrong way, but you're going to switch over to Team Frosted. Okay, well, I take a big offense to that, but you know, we'll have a conversation about that later. Going next is JB scooping up Drapion. This was a snipe. And I literally, when I remember looking at my computer in the morning, because I was waiting for it to hit my pick one evening, and I remember looking at my computer that morning, seeing that Drapion had gone, and just thought, oh.
I remember that pick because you were angry.
No, I was so upset. I really wanted Drapion. Like, I really wanted it. I literally, because I remember, because the Silvally pick happened before I went to sleep, and I was like, okay, just one pick, and I'm snagging that Drapion. And it goes. Big yikes. But it is what it is. But Drapion is one of the few mons that still get knockoff. It's got a great move stat, base 95 speed, decent defense at 110 and 90 attack. Overall, it's a great mon. Poison Dark is basically, so it's not as good as Alolan Muck was, but it is. It's a great backup. Obviously, with no Alolan Muck in this game, so it's. But no, it was a great pick. I was really hoping I could snag it for myself, but well done to them. But
now the last pick in round 5 is going to Silver and the Crystal Pile of Sand, choosing a brand new mon and very
we snagging him. Yep, we got the top hat himself. We scooped up a Galarian Weezing. I was actually quite pleased with this. I was surprised it didn't go sooner. I think people have underestimated how good this thing is.
I think it's more looked at as being good in VGC though.
Yeah, that is very true. VGC is very common, but Weezing naturally is a very good mon. Galarian Weezing I think is just as good. It gains the fairy typing, which we were lacking before. And it's a great poison type. It gets Levitate, but it gains 2 new abilities now. It gets Neutralizing Gas, which basically just makes other abilities irrelevant. And it gets Psychic Surge, which is actually quite solid. It's not a Psychic type itself. Oh no, it's not Psychic Surge, it's Misty Surge, sorry. Not Psychic.
So it increases its fairy typing.
Yeah, and basically makes like status conditions irrelevant. I thought it was a great pick. It's a really bulky boy. It steals off my core, and I thought I was really pleased with this. I was quite happy with it.
It's definitely a good pick. I think that, like you said, with the neutralizing gas, is I think it's just a clutch, just a reset. To be honest. Absolutely.
I was very pleased being able to snag this. Now I thought it was a really good value as well, 120 tier. So overall, very pleased with snagging this pick. So that's round 5. Yep. Any standouts for you?
I mean, I think there was a lot of good picks. Probably the craziest one I would probably say, the most not underrated, but I think Savali is a good pick, like you said, with that 120 base multi-attack.
Yeah, agreed.
And the fact that it's like it's not a legend, but it's considered a legend, so it's like stats are about the same or
I think it's 95 across the board.
Yeah, so it's almost a legend.
Yeah,
and I think it's a good 5th round pick. I mean, it could have even went sooner, to be honest.
I agree. It definitely could have gone a lot sooner. I definitely had my eyes on it. I wasn't necessarily interested in snagging it this season, but I definitely had my eyes on it. I think it was a great pick. One pick I'm surprised to see was the Center Scorch. I think that was quite an interesting pick. Did not expect that one. But I mean, hey, maybe they've got a strategy up their hands. Maybe the rest of their team will kind of maybe work around it. But I think this was an interesting pick. Yeah, the what was it? The Poltergeist. That was a great pick. That's just gonna be a nightmare to deal with.
With the 5 rounds under our belts now, we're gonna start to see lower. We're gonna see people's points start to dwindle out because everybody went. A lot of people went higher picks for the first 3-4 rounds, and now everybody's trying to adjust to see what they can get for their 10th members.
Exactly. So a lot of lower pick values are going to start picking up. And to kick us off, we actually do just that.
You're going
kicking off round 6. Yep, round 6 is here, and your boy kicks off with Mr. Rhyme. Now
you're just going with that hat thing, aren't you? I mean, you got the other top hat. You're just like, I got to grab the other one.
Got to grab the other one. That's it. I mean, I really wanted to snag a good psychic type mom. That kind of was what had my eyes on. But more so, I wanted Hazard Control, and I wanted something that could be quite bulky, offensive, and just something that was a good all-rounder. And I thought Mr. Rhyme was so good. I was thinking about Mr. Mime, but the problem with Mr. Mime is it's not as good offensively. It's more speedy, and it's not as good defensive. So you typically would run like Eviolite on it, and I wasn't a fan of that. So I was thinking Mr. Rhyme was a great pick. It also gets the ability Screen Cleaner, which is a brand new ability, which gets rid of Reflect, Light Screen, and Aurora Veil on the field. I mean, that's just amazing.
Plus, look at its stats across the board. I mean, you got HP 80, special attack of 110, which is a good ice type and psychic user, and then its special defense is 100. So I mean, obviously you're gonna get hit with if anybody has knockoff, boom. But I think it's set up pretty well for what you got.
Exactly. I thought it was a great pick. Very, very pleased overall that I was able to snag it. It's a very low tier mon. It was in the tier 40s. But I was basically setting myself to go big later on, and you'll start seeing that as we come back to my turn. But up next is JB, and they're gonna stick up Serena. Serena is their pick.
I like it. This thing can be a pain in the butt. It gets rapid spin. It gets. I believe it also gets player off.
I think it does get player off. Yeah, it does get. It gets a great move pool. I think it's Solar Blade, which is the new move as well. I'm pretty sure it's that. Weenie Majesty basically is immune to
great stats across the board.
Priority.
As well.
It's actually got really good stats. Yeah.
It's a pain in the grass, like Ozzy says.
Yeah. A pain in the grass. But yeah, no. Overall, this was a great pick. It fits quite nicely with their team. And it helps support, get rid of those hazards as well.
You see that, not a lot of grass types get chosen, so
That is
This
it.
is one of the probably, if not the best grass types chosen.
I mean, to be honest, actually, looking back, I don't actually think. I think this is probably, other than my Ferrothorn pick, I don't think there's been another grass type pick made.
Nope. Now, yeah, this might be the first one.
I think this might be the first one other than my Ferrothorn, which is quite interesting. But oh yeah, overall, I think this was a great pick.
There's
nice,
like not very many.
Yeah, there's not that many. That is very. So no, overall, yeah, great pick to go and round off that. Up next,
got the Copenhagen Sawsbuck and Frosted, going with a very interesting pick, I think. Girder.
Again, another low tier mon being snagged up here.
Probably trying to set themselves up to go big or go home at the end.
Absolutely. Eviolite.
Yeah.
Eviolite is a thing with this.
It's got good stats though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it gets all the stuff that Conkeldurr gets. Plus, but the fact is, it gets that boosted Eviolite.
Exactly. Especially defensively, it's not very good. But again, you bulk up in that area, then pop that Eviolite on him, and he's going to town. He's gonna do some damage. Gets priority and bullet punch, and I think it gets mud punch as well. Drain punch. Great pick. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with him.
Is it too early? I don't know. I don't know.
Yes and no, because we're now getting in that late side of the draft.
Fighting type.
That is true. There's not that many good fighting types either in this.
But like I said, only one Hitmon's gone. So.
That is true. But up next, speaking of like go big or go home mons, like another low tier mon, Golisopod. Now this is a crazy pick.
This thing dishes out a crazy amount of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, you got first impression being priority. This thing gets close combat, Aqua Jet, so it's got 2 priority moves. Attack of 125. Defense stats are crazy, and with the ability to, I mean, the ability can hinder itself, and I don't know, like it can be good, it can be bad with emergency exit.
Yeah. I mean, it can be very tricky to use, and if you don't go with that sort of maybe like choice band, first impression, like adamant sort of direction, then it could sort of bite you in the backside, because it's quite frail. I mean, physically, defensively, it's quite decent, but especially it does not do well. And as soon as its emergency exit ability kicks in, then it's switching the heckles out of there. So it's a very tricky mon to sort of deal with if you don't have the right sort of counters. But it's not the best defensively. So I think that's where it's going to struggle. But that's kind of why it's also low tier. But I think overall, I think it's a great pick. Surprised to see it go quite early, but
yeah,
again, it seems to be the common ground. A lot of people are snagging those low tier mons right now, so it's a theme.
You never know, really.
The theme continues. Going on, we have got pick 45 coming up with the Adelaide Honchkrows, scooping up another low tier mon, but also quite a speedy mon with Manectric.
I'm actually surprised to see this go over Jolteon.
Yes.
But I think it may be for the fact that Manectric gets like overheat. So
yeah, that is true. But the thing is with Manectric is it's very similar to Jolteon, is that it's very predictable because it only has a certain amount of moves, and with the lack of hidden power as well, it's going to be even more predictable. Because it's going to be running I guarantee it'll probably be running more or less every week. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Overheat, and then that last move, maybe Quick Attack for that like priority or something. I don't know if it gets anything else that's kind of crazy.
Does it get Shadow? It doesn't get Shadow.
It doesn't get Shadow Ball, no. I think it does get Signal Beam actually, but I don't know if that's available in this gen. But it's a great mon. A back-to-back low tier though, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. Good point.
They're kind of going in that lower tier, but they have got quite a nice amount of points, so you know they can essentially just snag 4 tier 100 picks.
Or they could have the option for Flamethrower, but
that is true. Flamethrower, yeah.
Deep, so.
That is very true. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they work with that. OP, our reigning champ, is up next on the ladder, and they snag themselves Escavalier, sealing up finally that core.
Slow.
Yeah, very slow.
But defensive and
very
can dish
slow.
out a lot of damage.
Yes, it's bulky.
It's got great stats.
And it's slow.
If this thing if you had some sort of item to double its like speed or something, That would be scary. I think this thing would be an absolute wreckage.
I mean, that is very true. That it could. It gets a nice variety of moves. It does get knockoff, which is quite nice because it does hit quite hard. It's got like 135 attack, so it's gonna hit hard. It's got like 105 defenses. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna just go down to like a fire type attack. Like, it'll probably go down to an ember, but it's gonna make sure that you don't live to tell the tale. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean it's got. I'm just saying though, it's got a defensive stat of and special defense of 105. I mean, it's not gonna go down. I mean, yeah, it's 4 times weak to fire, but it still might live something.
Exactly.
Depends on what the move is.
Exactly. So that's the Selgor and Escavalier though, both on this team as well. I only just noticed that.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy.
I just noticed that actually. Yeah, Selgor and Escavalier are both on this team. So that's dual bugs.
What the heck is he planning?
And yeah, that's. I mean, they've got. I feel like Trick Room is coming.
Yeah.
Hatterene, I mean, Selgor isn't that, but I mean, Escavalier is.
Something's got to be happening. He's playing something.
He's got something up his sleeve. I'm interested to see how his the rest of his team shapes up. I'm not looking forward to that. AutoMatthic is picking up the next pick, and to go along with their already insane team, they scoop up a Scrafty.
Good pick.
That's a phenomenal pick. Great pick. Intimidate, Moxie, Dark Fighting. It gets D-Dance. It's
knockoff, right?
It does still get knockoff, yeah.
And not to mention it gets the the new move Throat Chop.
Yeah, Throat Chop. When you hit it against a Pokemon, they can't use sound-based moves for 2 turns. That could be huge against something like a Sylveon.
Sylveon.
Cripple Sylveon big time.
Because most of the time when you run a Sylveon, they only run. I mean, they'll occasionally run Psyshock, but
even then, that's not doing anything to Scrafty. Like, it's a dark type,
so
and then
you get rid of its Hyper Voice. What does it do? Just keep Wish protecting?
Exactly. So that's a great pick. Really phenomenal pick. And if they successfully get a D-Dance up, they can Poison Jab. I think it gets Bullet Punch. I don't think it gets Mark Punch. I think it only gets Bullet Punch, which is quite interesting.
Yeah,
but it does get Drain Punch. And Fake Out. Yeah, I think this is a great pick. I really do.
Yeah. I like it.
Love it.
I was thinking about doing this, but then I decided last second not to. So
yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, closing off round 6 is your boy. What'd you go for here? Tell us about your pick.
Obviously, I've been going with the theme of Pokemons, and then I looked at my team and I'm like, I need a fire type. I went with the best girl in the game, Salazzle. Got that poison typing, got that fire typing. So very, very good. Special attack. I think it's 117 or not 117, 111 special attack, 117 speed. Ignores Intimidate, and you can also do Corrosion if I wanted to, or I can poison steel types. I think it's gonna be good. I like it. I'm a big fan of Salazzle. Really haven't used too much when it comes down to competitive. It also, I believe, gets like Dragon Pulse. So
yeah, I think it gets D-Dance in this generation as well now.
Oh yeah.
So if you fancy that physical set, go for it. Yeah. I mean, it gets Fire Lash. So that's true. It's got some. I think it's Poison Jab. I think it gets Fake Out. So you got some opportunity there.
Plus, I mean, the choice specs Salazzle. I mean, it already outspeeds a lot of mons. And the fact I wanted to, that's just gonna boost its overall.
That's a great pick. So yeah, well done to you for that one.
My Caparaja.
Very, very good. All right, well that's round 6. I have to say, a lot of interesting picks this round. Mainly sticking in the low tier. I think one of the most interesting picks is probably the Manectric. I think that was quite an interesting pick. Going the double low tier with Kreselle. But again,
I think the best pick, in my opinion, had to be the JBWestside with Serena. Take Serena.
The Serena, yes. The Serena was a great pick.
I'm a big fan of that. I think that was, obviously, like you said, there's only been 2 grass types drafted this far. And obviously,
I mean, there is a lack of Spore, which I think is one of the big reasons. Because Spore is one of the main threats in draft. And Spore is essentially, the only Pokemon that can get Spore, if I'm not mistaken, is Shiinotic. So, yeah, that's a big reason, I think, to why grass types are not as commonly snagged up so early in this format. But yeah, no, I think that was a great pick overall. I think your pick was quite a good one with your Salazzle. Really fast.
I like it.
Yeah, Very, very good for her. It was good. It was a good, solid pick. That's round 6. We're going to jump straight into round 7 now, and you're going to lead us off. So tell us about your pick.
So I was thinking, and I think I actually talked to you about it. We were talking. I'm like, I wanted this pick, and I was like, but then we both, I think it was at the same exact time, we typed at the same time and said Shift Tree was a good pick because not only does it have the grass, it also has the dark typing, so it gets access to knockoff.
Yep.
Also extra sensory, and I believe it also gets Heat Wave now in this gen.
Yeah.
So,
crazy thing is, his Shift Tree for the first time gets Heat Wave, which is wild to think about.
Yeah. But it has chlorophyll and.
Yeah, and it's got decent special attack as well. So it can. It's not as if you can't run a special offensive Shift Tree. It's got like base 90 special attack, so it's pretty decent.
And if I absolutely wanted to set up something with Salazzle with like a sunny day or something, which probably won't happen, but it's always an option. It's always an option.
Yeah, I honestly agree. I think this was a great pick, and if you successfully manage to get up the sun, like if you bring Salazzle, because Salazzle gets sunny day, it's fast. You successfully get the sun up, switch out, and then Shift Tree's there, chlorophyll, max speed,
I'm pretty sure does he get Sucker Punch?
I think it does get Sucker Punch, yeah.
Sucker Punch. Oh, and I'm not sure.
I think it's Fake Out as well.
Yeah. It gets Fake Out, Sucker Punch, and then it also gets Defog. Or Defog is not in this game, is it?
Yeah, I think it does get Defog. Yeah.
Yeah, Defog. Yeah, it also gets Defog. So there's a Defog setter. We got my Defogger. You got your Rapid Spinner.
Great pick.
So,
great choice there. Great choice. AutoMatthic is going to add more threats to their team, and they're snagging a Dracozolt. Damsies. Dracozolt. Finally grabbing the dragon. And electric type in the process. One of their highest tier picks. Yeah, phenomenal pick, I think.
But this thing gets 3 picks left, and he's only got 140.
That is very true. That is very true.
So he just went in. He just went all in with that pick.
Yeah, I mean, you go big or go home. I mean, Bolt Beak Stab electric type move. It's basically the exact same way Fisher's Rend works, whereas the attack is like doubled if it goes first. So if successfully, manages to pull that off, then heck. It's gonna do damage, team.
Yeah,
it's gonna do.
If he's bringing that ability, you gotta expect a scarf or something.
Exactly. Nah, great pick.
These fossils are gonna with those abilities. They're definitely you always gotta expect a scarf of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, overall very good pick there. For the Nijmegen and Nuzleafs. Coming up next is Kreselle, and they're gonna snag some bulk themselves. No, they don't. That's the wrong pick. We're jumping one ahead. We're actually here with OP. I'm jumping one too far. OP is here, our reigning champ. Well, I got my slides mixed up. My side. They snag Heliolisk. Okay, so no, they're not going to snag bulk. They're snagging speed. Heliolisk. Base 109 speed. Water type immunity with dry skin. And if they get sun up, they can get solar power boosts and wreck some souls. This was a great pick. If I do say so myself.
Like you said, like its speed is 109, its special attack is also 109.
It's fast. It's especially offensive. Pairing that off, with the Hydreigon, Hatterene as well, like Inteleon, like they've got a lot of looking at their team actually, minus the Mamoswine and Escavalier, their team is very specially offensive. But yeah, solid pick.
Yep, definitely. Like you said, probably obviously lacking the speed right now.
Yeah.
But it's only got really 2. I mean 3. I guess if you had Dragon, but.
Yeah. No. Exactly. So, no, that was a great pick. Now we are moving on to Kreselle, and they're gonna snag Rhyperior, another low tier mon, but they've still got 320 points, so they can still go big. But Rhyperior is a great mon. Does have that ×4 weakness to water and grass, but they've got quite a lot of resistances elsewhere, so they can kind of cover their. They do kind of cover their backsides. Yeah,
it's interesting.
It is interesting, but it's interesting they didn't go with the Rhydon. I think Rhydon's sometimes maybe a little bit better. You can pop an Eviolite on it. Exactly. And it pretty much does the same thing. It's not as, I think, physically offensive, but defensive. I think it works better. But overall, it's a very good pick. It gives them a ground type. for them to kind of work with. Plus, it gives them some decent bulk, which other than their Thechoicespecs, they didn't really have really too much bulk. So it's not a terrible pick, but it's definitely interesting to kind of round off their to kind of add to their team.
Yeah, I agree.
DrSlaking is coming in next with his 53rd pick. That is Toxicroak. And what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it looks like he didn't have, obviously he's missing a poison and he's missing a fighting type. So this kind of takes away that all in one. Toxicroak obviously is, it's very unique, I would say. It gets dry skin, so no water types. It gets elemental punches, fake out. Its stats are pretty well rounded with HP of 83, attack of 106, and speed of 85. So it's not really that, it's not slow, it's not really the fastest of mine, but it's right. It's above average, I would say. So it's
no, absolutely. It's pretty decent. It's not the slowest thing, and it's got decent physical offense. It gets sucker punch, like poison jab. I think it's quite a good. I honestly think that this was actually a really good pick.
Yeah. Complements his team very well.
Yeah, exactly, and it gives them the water immunity. So they've got Goodra with the grass immunity. They've got Excadrill with the electric immunity. And now they're here with the Toxicroak with a water immunity. So they're kind of building their team quite nicely here. So I'm a big fan of this pick. Big fan. That mustache. That mustache. Speaking of mustaches, though, we're gonna move on to now someone with a big grin on his face. That is Steelix.
Frosty coming in with the Steelix now. Obviously, Steelix is a big boy. Whatever. It's got the second highest defensive stat in the game, lower than Shuckle being the first, and then Steelix being the second with a defensive stat of 200.
Yeah.
I mean, it can set up rocks. It's got the ground steel typing, so you can use ground and steel type moves.
Yeah. Bulky.
I don't know, 85 attack.
It doesn't really appreciate a special hit, but physically, it's a wall. It gets sturdy, like I'm pretty sure it gets solid rock as well. I think this is a great pick. Like in terms of steel types, there really aren't too many good steel types left. This was honestly one of the few, and I think this was a great pick. Cannot go wrong with this. So
really good shiny too.
Yeah, it does have a decent shiny. Hopefully they do get a shiny one of these. That would be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope indeed. Coming up next, JB is picking up some more bulk. They pick themselves up a Mudsdale to add to their team, snagging themselves a ground type.
Mudsdale is like a Pokemon that always feels like it scares me.
Yeah, it's definitely one that you've got to have something decent to smack it with. Because if you let it get too many stamina boosts up, it's just going to sit there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it gets, I think now, doesn't it get like... It gets superpower, so like it gets superpower, you get heavy slam.
Heavy slam. I think it gets Iron Head as well if you wanted to run that option. I think it gets high horsepower, earthquake. Yeah. It's got a lot of options. I think honestly this is a great pick. Like it's a great snag.
I liked it.
Gives them the ground type, which otherwise they lacked. Salt Vest is a solid.
Kind of will be an absolute tank with the Salt Vest plus the stamina ability.
Exactly. And yeah, they get a nice variety of sets, and plus also it does have the ability Own Tempo, and Own Tempo got a buff in this generation because it is now immune to Intimidate as well, which is quite nice. So
yeah, true.
It does have that going for it. Moving on though, your boy picks up the final snag of this round. And I was actually really pleased with this pick. I was looking at the draft. I was looking at my team, and I was thinking we don't really have too many things that are speedy and offensive. And I was thinking, what can I use to give myself good coverage? Plus, also wanted to have something with knockoff. That was another big thing. So I went up and snagged myself an Arpstagoon. I was actually really pleased with this. I think this is a great pick. It wasn't too high tiered in points. It gets Obstruct, which is its new signature move, which is basically like King Shield.
Stats across the board are crazy. What the? That's like all almost 90s.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the dog. But yeah, it's got really good stats. It's pretty much like 90s to 100s across the board. I think this is a solid pick.
Yeah,
really pleased with it.
Good speed stat. Everybody's
really good speed stat. I thought it kind of rounded off the team quite nicely. It gives me a psychic immunity to support wheezing, and Conkeldurr. Like, I was really happy with this. Make him shiny. I'm sure I will. Yeah, I was really pleased with this pick. Can't go wrong. And that's round 7.
Yep.
Crikey. What stood out for you there? I'm just having a quick overlook. I'll tell you what, actually. I think
the opposite good pick, I think.
Oh, really?
Yep. I'd say I didn't realize that stats were that. I guess that.
Well, I think honestly this thing was overlooked. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think this thing was really overlooked.
It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it gets guts. Guts is such a good ability. Can't wait for this. Can't wait to use it. Yeah, no, solid pick. I think one of the most interesting picks was probably the Rhyperior. I think that was probably the most interesting pick, but it'd be interesting to see how they kind of work with it. And perhaps they, make some good plays with it. Here's how they handle it.
True.
Who knows? But that's round 7, and we are now jumping into the final 3 rounds of this draft. Kicking off round 8 is me. We got round 8, and I tell you now, team, this pick I was so nervous about. I kid you not, team. When it came to this pick, I had my mind on this pick for pretty much since round 4, and I was like, do I snag it now? Do I wait? I was like, but then other things started coming up, and I was like, no, I need to cover this. I need to get this type. I need to get this. I need to get that. And it kept getting left. It kept getting left and left and left. And then I got to this round, and I was thinking, right, okay. I looked at the overall draft. I looked at who was still missing this type and who had the points that could actually afford it. And I was like, okay, it can go 2 ways. I need to snag it now. And we do. And guys, we snagged my Milotic.
Yeah. That's a good build. Good
so pleased. So chuffed. There was literally
Scald, Ice Beam.
Scald, Ice Beam, like Dragon Tail. It's just so much it can do.
Toxic.
Well, it doesn't get toxic anymore, which is big unfortunate.
Oh no, okay, I was wrong on that. But it can recover.
It does get recover. It's got so much potential. I was so pleased when I managed to snag this. So pleased. It's one of the highest. It was my highest tier mon as well. We jumped to 160.
Wow.
Like we literally.
That was the highest one you picked overall.
It's the highest one we picked overall. Like this is how far late game we saved this thing. We literally went all out. Went boom right back to the top. But there was only one other coach that could actually snag this, and they're actually next. So I'm really pleased that we were able to snag it, because if we didn't snag it now, they could have, and I would have been very upset.
That's one of the Pokemon that's been around and really good and competitive for
Absolutely.
a while. So.
And you typically see this thing go within the first like 2 or 3 rounds, if that. The fact that it was here all the way through to round 8, crazy. So pleased, so chuffed. Can't go wrong. Speaking of though, bulky water types and stuff, JB. I had a feeling they might, I didn't really speak to them about it, but I have a feeling they might have been looking into the Milotic, because they snagged Vaporeon.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty good backup to Milotic. Bulky water type.
Water absorb.
Water absorb with water immunity. Like, I think this was insane. It doesn't get toxic anymore.
Second evolution.
Yeah, that is true. It's our second evolution. No Jolteon, which is great. At least not yet, anyway. But yeah, really good HP stat, about 130, 110 special attack, and like 90 odd in special defense. I think this is a great pick. I had a feeling though, if we didn't pick up Milotic, I think they would have snagged it. But great pick there. Great pick by them. Copenhagen Sawsbucks are in next, and they pick up themselves a grass type in Razorwinds. One of the few decent grass types that are left. Pretty decent mon, I think, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you got super fast, has great special attack, and you can lay out toxic spikes and everything. I think that's a solid pick, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a great pick. I think they did a really good job. It does lose out on hidden power. And so Technician isn't really too good, at least in this generation. Really, it can only really benefit, I think, with Magical Leaf, I think. Probably the only decent move it can use, benefit from the Technician. So typically you'll probably see this with, Natural Cure. But it gets Toxic Spikes, Leech Seed, Leaf Storm. Great Mon. Great Mon. Can't go wrong with it.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with it. Moving on. Pick 60 is here, and the Bowland Bovines snag themselves a Reuniclus. Now, talk about bulk.
And scary.
It's a bulky boy.
Calm Mind, Psychic, Focus Blast.
Yeah.
Trick Room.
Trick Room, like, and based on their team, I am not surprised. I would not be surprised if Trick Room makes a play.
So he has the option to go really fast with, you know, Gigalith and Excadrill, and then he has a backup option. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. This thing can just sit in front of you, set up the Calm Minds, and start side shocking and focus blasting and shadow balling yourself, and you can then switch out, get that regenerator boost, health back.
Yeah.
It's a wall. It's a wall and a half, and if you don't have the right counters, it can just sit in front of you for ages. So you got to be very careful with this thing.
So excited to see it. So excited to face this team, week 1.
Coming up next is Kreselle, and they're scooping up the Grass and Dragon beauty that is Flapple. Flapple is here, another grass type on being snagged up. Oh, this is a good pick actually, to be honest. I'm surprised Flapple didn't go sooner, I think.
And it gets D-Dance too. So,
yeah, D-Dance, it gets Hustle.
It's Grave Apple or whatever.
Yeah, Grab Apple, which is a really good move. Has a 100% chance to reduce
-1 defense.
your opponent's defense. And if you set up if you manage to somehow get the move Gravity set up, then Grab Apple actually does double damage.
Oh, nice.
Which is quite interesting. And do you know what the weird thing is? Flapple doesn't actually even learn Gravity. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But then again, that is their Dragon type though. Or their Dragon type for their Dragon Steel Fairy Core.
That is it. They finally got their core sealed up.
And it's a grass type in Monks itself, so then they can cover another weakness.
That is it. That's it. Another weakness. Another really good offensive type. Obviously, it does have that times 4 weakness to ice, but and they've got some coverage elsewhere to kind of support that. So, overall, really good pick that they managed to scoop up Flapple. Speaking of ice weaknesses, though, we're going to see OP snag themselves the one and only. There it is. Pause for suspense. Braviary. Braviary is here. Very good pick, I think. Solid pick.
Definitely with that Defiant, Sheer Force, Close Combat, U-Turn. I mean, you name it.
You name it, it probably does it. Tailwind, U-Turn, Brave Bird. It's going to be a problem. It's really
usually a pick that I would think that, you know, it's a pick that everybody kind of forgets about.
Yes, so I 100% agree.
I always forget about Braviary and the fact
I forget how good it is.
Yeah,
like, you kind of know it's there, but
CC, but
yeah, exactly. It's got really good attack stat though. It's like base 120 attack stat. It's crazy good.
The only thing that hinders it is it's not really the fastest.
Yeah, base 30. If it maybe it's holding out, say, the choice scarf, maybe it'll benefit from there.
But I mean, like I said, if you have
Tailwind,
it's good.
Get the Tailwind up. Heck, you don't need it. You don't need it. I mean, you know, why not? But their team right now is shaping up real good. Coming up next, we've got AutoMatthic, and adding some more threats to their team. They're going to snag themselves a Claydol, which is quite an interesting pick, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
very
surprised
interesting.
To see it.
I can definitely, I like it. I like it. I think it's a good one. It's a spinner.
Yep, I think that's why they went for it. I think it was the spin.
Bronzong gets speed too, or rapid spin.
I don't know if Bronzong gets rapid spin.
But I mean, at least it's an option. Another option if it does for another rapid spin or something.
But it gives them another ground type, which is quite nice. I think ground coverage is is really good to have. But yeah, no, I think it's a solid pick. Can't go wrong with it. It's decent bulk. You know, I think I'm pretty sure it gets levitate as well.
Yep.
Which is quite nice.
And again, I believe it sets up rocks too, right?
Yeah, it does set up rocks. Yeah, it does get the rocks. So overall, not too bad. All right, well, coming in to finish off round 8 is actually yourself. And do you want to tell us about your last pick?
So I've been thinking about this pick. I was thinking about this pick, and I was tempted to get it earlier before. And so I wanted it, and I've never actually used it in a competitive league, but I've been beaten with it many times, and I was very excited to get Chinchino. Obviously, Chinchino gets Technician.
Yep.
More or less, you see a more skill link, has a speed of 115. It can use Tail Slap. It can use Bullet Seed. I believe it also does Rock Blast.
Yep.
And it also can use U-turn, so it can be a pivot user. So, I don't know. I think it's a decent amount. I kind of think it's exciting to use.
Absolutely. I think it's a great pick. If anything, I'm surprised to see it didn't go sooner. I think I think it was also undervalued in a way because it's got really good speed. It's like what, base 110 or something like that. It's crazy speed. It's fast. It's got like great ability in skill link. It gets what, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Tail Slap. I want to say there's another one, but I don't know.
Those are kind of the basic ones you see. You see U-turn, Tail Slap.
Yeah, it's a great pick. Overall,
I mean, it has coverage,
can't go wrong. Yeah, exactly. It has something for everything, and if you don't knock it out quick, it's gonna just wreck your soul.
And not to mention with a choice band on this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just with the skill link alone, that's gonna it's always.
Well, let's just say your team's OP. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But that's round 8. Any standouts for you? I think there was some great picks.
I mean, that was a lot of picks that just came in there, but I'd just have to say probably the best one overall, for my opinion, would have to be the Milotic being available and you snagging it.
Oh yeah,
I think
snagging that Milotic, that was a phenomenal pick, if I do say so myself. I mean, I might be, call me biased, I don't care. This was a great pick. I could have maybe left it a bit longer, maybe, but of where I was in the draft, I was like, I can't leave it too long. Got to snag it.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was great. I think the Roserade, not Roserade, the Reuniclus was a great pick as well.
I like Reuniclus.
Bulky boy. I think that was a great pick. But that's round 8. Moving on, round 9 is here, team.
Me. So I had to think about this pick because obviously probably one of my last picks to go big or go home. Not necessarily big or go home, but obviously I only have 2 picks left. Had to use them wisely, and I thought, I'm like, this mon's pretty decent when it comes to natural bulk and stuff. So I went with Coffagrigus. Obviously, you can get Unovian. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, and then you can get you can get Coffagrigus. It's really good. It has the Mummy ability. Like I said, natural bulk, defense of 145, special attack of 95, and then special defense of 105. It can do a lot of things. Obviously, Shadow Ball, Trick Room.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing any Trick Room, but I could. There's always potential there.
There is potential.
You know. But
I think it's a good pick. The thing that's scary about this thing is Mummy. That's like, because if you get hit with the physical move, your ability becomes Mummy, and that could really just mess you up. And this thing could honestly be a big issue for the who is it? It's AutoMatthic with the Darmanitan. Like you could literally just lead this thing and Guerrilla Tactics is gone. Like you set this thing up pure bulk, like it's gonna have a hard time to deal with that. So I think this is a great pick. I'm surprised it wasn't picked up sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm very excited because it's one of the mons that I've seen used a lot.
Yeah.
Myself, so definitely interested to see what I can do with it if I do bring it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's still got. I'm like stats. I mean, obviously, its speed not good, but then again, there's the option there for Trick Room if I wanted to do so.
There's a lot of potential.
And also can use Nasty Plot. So
that is it. There's a lot of potential there. Speaking of AutoMatthic, they're going to scoop up themselves the poison trash that is Garbodor. Garbodor is here joining the Nijmegen Nuzleafs.
Just because he went with Darmanitan doesn't mean his team.
Doesn't mean SilverBeanie? I mean, well, yeah.
I mean, he's got Claydol, Garbodor, Bronzong. I mean, his team and Seismitoad's not frail. I mean, his team is actually pretty bulky.
He's got a bulky team. That he definitely does. And with Darmanitan, Poltergeist, Rotom, it's then got the offensive pressure as well. So his team overall is shaping up really nicely. He's got 60 points left to play with. Garbodor's a great pick. It gets toxic spikes. It doesn't really have any good abilities. I think it's like Aftermath and Weak Armor and stuff. It doesn't really crazy. But it's got decent natural bulk. So overall pretty decent. Yeah. The Toronto Leaf Storms are coming in next, and they're going to snag themselves something to set up the sun.
Yeah.
They snag themselves a Torkoal. Interesting.
I think that's going to be obviously, there with Heliolisk is going to be, it goes really well with each other.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more with that.
And it also has a Rapid Spinner in Torkoal. So
yep. Also, Torkoal gets Stealth Rocks. So to go along with
I think
the
that was a good pick for them, especially having or this late.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Torkoal's a great pick. I mean, there's really not that many good fire types left at this point. And Torkoal, you know, it's got that stab eruption, lava plume. It can hit something really hard if it actually gets a hit off. I think it's a great pick, and it can yawn as well. Yawn set could be the strat maybe, but with the Hatterene as well, they kind of got that Trick Room theme on the way. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of work around with that. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
They got a good team there. They've got a really good team shaping up. Adelaide Honchkrows are coming in next, and Coach Kreselle, and they snag themselves a Lucha.
Scary.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. They have been recently picking a lot of low tier mons, like the Sensor Scorch Metric, Rhyperior, Flapple, and now all of a sudden they've jumped very high tier with the large amount of points they had left, and gone with Hawlucha. Hawlucha is very scary. If it has terrain, it can use like the Grassy Seed or whatever set and get a defense boost. Then its Unburden gets boosted, so its speed doubles. It sets a sword stance stuff. Like it could literally, in the space of one turn, get a +1 speed, +1 defense, +2 attack in one turn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna be and then obviously like it has this close combat. You know, it can have acrobatics. It can do swords dance as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm not looking forward to that. So that's gonna be an interesting. That's gonna be.
So up next we have the Bovines with DrSlaking coming in with. I don't even know what to say with this pick.
I don't know what to say either.
I'm interested to see if he actually brings this thing.
I mean, if they bring it, I really want to know what their strategy is. They pick up Vullaby, which I mean, hey, fair enough. But
I think the honest reason why they went with this is just for point base.
I think so, yeah.
60 base, a 60 point at the end. But I mean, then again, if you think about it this way, it is obviously has to use Eviolite, but it's got without Eviolite is 70 HP, defensive 75, and it pretty much almost gets the same thing as Mandibuzz, almost.
Yeah. I mean, it still gets like Tailwind. It can use Knockoff. I'm pretty sure still. It gets Roost.
So, I mean, it's a knockoff user. Like we said, knockoff user is very scarce game.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. It's an interesting pick.
It gets U-turn. It gets defog. It's a defogger.
It's something. It's something. It's something. Up next is the Copenhagen Sawsbucks and Coach Frosted picking up a Ribombee, sticking with their speedy theme, and they're going to grab themselves a Sticky Web user as well with this.
Yeah, I think I like this one.
This is a great pick.
I like it a lot. It's got Quiver Dance, Sticky Web, Moonblast. It's already fast as heck.
Yeah. A 1-2-3 speed or something.
I mean, yeah, it can't take a hit, but most bug types can't take a hit. So
yeah. It's a great pick. I think pairing it off as well with the rest of the team, like with the Dracovish as well, because the Dracovish needs to be able to outspeed everything. Ribombee now can set up sticky webs, which is crazy. And then they've got the Girder as well, which is quite slow. So if that thing could be speedy, that'd be good. Then the Roserade, Mandibuzz, and the Sylveon as well. That's not the fastest thing, but if the Ribombee successfully gets up the webs, they can suddenly outspeed everything. But yeah, I've got to be a bit careful though with the Cinderace, because if they bring out the Cinderace after this thing and that's already set up the webs, it can't really successfully Quark Change, because then they'll get the webs on their side. So they've got to be careful with that kind of set. But I think it's a great pick. Absolutely phenomenal.
I think it's a really good one. I liked it.
Really good pick. Really good pick. Speaking of good picks, JB scoops up themselves a very good pick and a very good speedy mon with a Noivern. I think this is a great pick. Gives him another dragon, which is interesting.
Yep.
And it does give him another flyer. But Frisk is a great ability because you can immediately learn what your opponent's item is. It's got decent speed, around the 120s, and really good special attack. Boom Burst, Dragon Pulse, Air Slash, Stab. I think it's a great pick overall, especially this late in the game. I think it was a steal.
I agree. I like it a lot.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong with that.
Last pick in round 9 is Silver, and you remember when he was talking about the Rhyperior pick? Wow. So you went with an interesting pick as well.
Yeah, we went with the Rhydon. We were after some more bulk, and I saw this boy sitting there, and I was like, "Brah, we're scooping this boy up." But no, I had my eyes on Rhydon pretty much from around the time when I picked up Arpscoon and Milotic. I kind of knew that Rhydon was the direction I wanted to go. It was one of my last picks, and it was still there, which was amazing. When the Rhyperior was gone, I honestly thought, oh no, someone's going to see Rhyperior, see that Rhydon's still there, they're going to snag it. But no, it's still there.
Kind of got forgotten about.
It did. It kind of got forgotten about indeed. But no, it was. It's a great pick. Eviolite boosted. It's got crazy good physical defense. Special defense is, not much very good, but you just put some EVs in there. Good HP, really good attack stat. Looking at 130. Overall, I think this was a great pick. I was so pleased.
Obviously, you got the Eviolite.
Eviolite. I thought this was a phenomenal pick. I really do. I was really pleased with this.
So much helps it out so much, and I think like I said, I would choose this probably over the Rhyperior in a certain situation.
Exactly. And hopefully, if we ever go up against, if we do it when we go up against Kreselle, I'll definitely be sure to bring the Rhydon. Hopefully, they bring the Rhyperior, and we'll just like show it up. But yeah, no, I was super pleased with this pick. So you can't go wrong with that. So that's round 9. That's crazy. Any standouts for you on that one?
Other than the Volibee, I think the Ribombee was probably the best.
That's the do you know what's crazy? Volibee went in the Shield draft as well.
I see that. Yeah, Johnny GB got Volibee.
Yeah,
is there something? Is there something I'm missing here? Or
I think Volibee is the secret weapon. Like I should have drafted Volibee. What was I thinking? Yeah, that's definitely an interesting pick. I think probably the scariest pick out of this is probably the Hawlucha.
Yeah, Hawlucha is really good.
That's quite a scary pick. And actually saying that, I think also your Cofagrigus. I think is actually quite a deadly pick, especially late in the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially like you said, for the most probably offensive mon in the game right now, being Darmanitan.
Yeah. So yeah, just avoid
all I gotta do is just
coaches out there, avoid the physical hits when this thing's on the team. Yeah, no, great pick. Very, very good pick. So now we are coming into the final round, guys. Can you believe this?
Yes, this is the last round.
This is the last round. So far, guys, looking at where we are right now, who's your favorite team? Anyone got their favorites? Besides your own, who's your favorite?
Me?
Yeah.
Besides
your own.
So I hate to pick the owner, but I have to go with Otto. I think Otto's team is really it's going to be hard to take down. I think it's going to be really bulky, and he obviously has offensive threats. So
yeah, Otto snagging that Goldoa last minute. Yeah, no, not looking forward to that. For me, I definitely agree. I think Otto's team is very scary. I think OP's team is quite deadly. Not looking forward to handling that. That's definitely probably one of my faves. Frosted's team is actually looking. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that. They got the Ribombee last minute, so
Ribombee's gonna be a nice pickup.
That's a good pick. That's a very good pick.
Yeah,
let's do this, team. Let's do this. Round 10, guys.
Last
10.
round.
And you guys, we led round 10, and once again, I was so happy. I was so happy with this pick.
I can't believe it was there.
I was shocked when it was still there. Because as soon as when I picked Rhydon, I knew that this other one was already available. Because I got the wheels, so I got back-to-back picks. And when this thing was there, oh my day, I was like, how are you still not picked? But guys, we scooped up Chandelure. Oh my days. How has this thing not gone already?
Yeah.
Final round 10, we scoop up the Ghost and Fire type that is Chandelure. Absolute phenomenal pick.
Good offensive stats. It gets Flame Body, Fire Flash.
It's insane. It's such a good pick. It's I don't know what else I can say.
It's got a special attack, a 145, gets Energy Ball,
it gets so many good ones. But that's my team, guys. At this point, my team was complete. My team was the first one to be complete. We got the Ferrothorn, we got the Conkeldurr, the Galvantula, the Flygon, the Galarian Weezing, Mr. Rhyme, Obstacle, my low-tick Rhydon, and then to finish it off, we got the Chandelure.
Looks like a very easy team to take down, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, in a few weeks, eh? But nah, super pleased with that. But let's keep going, guys. It ain't all about me. We got 7 other coaches. We're gonna share their last picks on.
All right, last pick coming in for JB, coach of the Arkansas Razorwinds, is the best Pokemon in the game, the most happy boy. Let's get it. Vanillux coming in with that
was this a snipe?
warning.
I felt like this might have been a snipe.
For me?
For you.
Nah.
Oh, you weren't going to pick your boy?
Even though it's got good, I mean, you got to remember, guys, that Vanillux got a huge buff in this game getting Aura Veil.
Yeah. Aurora Veil.
It sets up its own hail with Snow Warning. This thing has good defensive stats and not bad special attack. Its speed, not the best, but you got free blizzards. You got Aura Veil. Flash Cannon also gets water pulse.
I think it does. It gets freeze dry as well, which is nuts.
And freeze dry. So
yeah, I think this is a great pick. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually tempted to pick this up myself, but we picked up Mr. Rhyme obviously prior, so I think this is a great pick. Yeah, really, really good pick. Cannot be mad about that. I think it's quite easy. Usually the last round you see a lot of the low tier random wannabe mons that like no one cares about get picked. But no, you're gonna start seeing a lot of threats being scooped this last round. It's quite interesting. Coming up next for the Copenhagen Sawsbucks, Frost is scoop out Quagsire.
Yeah, that's
another
a
water
good
and ground.
That's a good. I mean, I'm surprised that's still there. I'm surprised it didn't go round 7 or 8.
Absolutely, that's a great pick.
That's gonna be a pain. Only one weakness.
It gets water absorb. You can't go wrong. It still gets toxic as well, which is crazy. I think this was a phenomenal mon. Yeah, really decent bulk. Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Ground, water.
Yeah, it's got good physical and special attack and even defenses. Really good move pool.
Exactly.
And to finish off their team, it's looking good. They got a really good solid team right now.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to going up against this. Not gonna lie.
It's gonna be interesting.
DrSlaking is here, coming in. They're gonna scoop up a very speedy boy with Frostlass. I actually like this pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Obviously, it's very fast. It has access to spikes and willow, and not to mention the Destiny Bond if you wanted to play some shenanigans. As you have Shadow Ball as an option always.
Yeah.
And then I think it also gets priority in Ice Shard.
I get Shadow Sneak as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it gets Freeze Dry. So, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe it also does get Freeze Dry. It gets Blizzard, Ice Beam. It is a lady. She is a lady.
She's a lady.
She's a lady. But I think this is a great pick. I really like Frostlass. It's one of my favorites. It's probably one of my favorite ice types.
Yeah, you don't want to take a choice Scarf Shadow Ball to the face.
You don't really want to take a Shadow Ball full stop. You don't really want to take any hit. Typically, Frostlass will be sashed. But to seal off their team, I think this is honestly looking really good. Looking at their team, any big threats to you? I mean, that Excadrill is just screaming threat.
Yeah, I know. So I have the unfortunate pleasure to take on this team in week 1. So looking at it, it's a very scary team. I'm very scared of that Volibee to see what it can do to me. I'm gonna crack that egg, but even more. But no, I think it's a really good team. You have priority. You have the sand. You have the Trick Room. So
that's it. But that's that, guys.
I don't think though that they would bring Trick Room. Just looking at the team that I'm saying, I think Reuniclus is just in the back. But most of his mons are really fast, so that's the only thing that would be. I mean, the only thing would be.
There could be a strategy.
Yeah,
there could be a strategy in there. Up next, OP is going to scoop up Vileplume, one of the few grass types left. Snag himself some poison as well. Decent bulk. Leech Seed, it's got some decent support. It gets Moonblast, which is crazy.
You missed one.
Did I miss one? I did miss one, actually. That's fine. We'll jump back in a second. But that's fine. Yeah, I did actually miss one. I got these slides in the wrong order. That's it.
But Vileplume's really good. Like I said, another grass type that was going to be taken there. It's Specs Spore, Leech Speed. He gets Moonblast as good. I mean, it's not a bad poke. Has 110 special attack.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. All right, so jumping back to where I should have gone, actually. Yeah,
Kreselle.
I should have gone to
Adelaide
Kreselle.
Honchkrows.
So they actually went with Indeedee, specifically Indeedee male. They can only use the male Indeedee form. So Indeedee male and female were had separate drafts tiers because they can be used differently. Much like Meowstic. Meowstic male and female, they have separate tiers because again they're very different mons. Indeedee is just that. But I think this is a great
very
pick.
offensive. Yeah, Psychic Surge.
Yes.
Also gets Mystical Fire.
It does get Mystical Fire. Most Psychic and Fairy types do get Mystical Fire now due to the lack of hidden power.
But I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yes, I agree. It's really fast as well. Base 95. Base 95 speed. I think this is
a good pick.
overall good pick. Like really
Obviously,
good.
for Psychic type.
It's a really powerful last pick for Kreselle.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good pick.
Overall, very good pick.
One of their better picks overall throughout their I think it helps out their team a lot in the special side.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. Now, into Otto's final pick, and
only 2 picks left, guys.
2 picks left. Otto scoops up the big cake, or should I say the whipped cream? Not the big cake. There's no big caking in this season.
Yep. Nope.
No, none of that. But
obviously,
hey, they got some whipped cream.
Yeah,
strawberries.
Got El Creme.
What are your thoughts?
Got Calm Mind Support, Recover. It's got very, very high special defense stat of 121. Special attack stat's good. Also 75 defense, not too bad. But yeah. I think it's a good fairy type for what was left. And obviously, he completes his dragon.
Finally completes that core. It took them the entire draft, but they finally completed the fairy dragon steel core. Pairing that off with the Darmanitan is just deadly. Really, anyone that goes up, whenever anyone goes up against the Darmanitan, you kind of just have a little panic, thinking there's no way you can really properly prepare for a Darmanitan.
Really, like you said, I'm really the only option.
And no one picks up Runerigus either, so it's not as if anyone has a similar scenario. No, that's a very, very good pick. No webs. Yeah, he's got some rough battles ahead. Speaking of rough battles ahead, now this is a very interesting pick to finish us off here on this draft. Tell me about it. Yeah,
so it's me, and I chose Frostmoth. I chose Frostmoth because of the fact that I wanted I wanted something different. So obviously, I don't really have that many set up back in the back sweepers necessarily. So Frostmoth is different. Ice, Ice Bug is double weak to rock, so I can run heavy boots. But it gets Quiver Dance. It's an Ice Bug type, so it does very well with special attacks. Its special attack is 125, the special defense of 90, and it also gets Ice Scales. So I thought, obviously with the Quiver Dance, could be something of interest. Just to, I don't know. I didn't really want anything, to be honest with you guys. I didn't know what else would be a good option to pick, and I just saw Frostmoth sitting there. It gets Hurricane, it gets Giga Drain, Bug Buzz, Ice Beam. I think it would be a good Pokemon overall. If I wanted to, I could use Tailwind. It gets U-Turn option. It does get a lot of stuff, so who knows what.
Ryan picks up quite an interesting point. You're also the only team to have points remaining, which is quite interesting. You can still play around, so all the coaches can make transactions. I believe up until the 4th week of the series. So if coaches do want to switch around their team for whatever reason, they can do. It just won't take effect until the week after. So you've got some options.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really cool, a unique possibly bring.
Well, to pair that off with the rest of your team, though, you've got some really good options there. And if you successfully, manage to bring it in freely, you could even run this thing Sash, successfully get your Quiver Dance up, and then start spamming those bug buzzes.
Well, I didn't have an Ice type and I didn't have a Bug type, so kind of covers that in one.
Kill 2 birds with 1 moth. Why not?
Yeah, true.
Snom should have cost 1,000. Yeah, that's it. Just draft Snom.
Yeah, just
But that's that was the last pick, and that's it.
Yeah, but first, what was your favorite pick going out of the 10th round?
Ooh, favorite pick besides my own. Actually, I think the Vanillux was a great pick.
Yeah.
I think that was a really solid pick. I think the Frostlass, actually, I quite like that. That was a nice.
I'll have to go with the Indeedee Male, just because I think that was a solid pick at the end, and it helped out their draft, I think, a lot better.
Yes.
In their last couple picks.
Well, do you know what's quite deadly as well, though? They've now basically paired the Indeedee Male. If they give it Psychic Surge, they've basically now paired their Hawlucha perfectly. Because now Hawlucha can run the Psychic Seed. Come in, get that +1 defense immediately. Then its Unburden activates, and then the following turn it can just start smacking, like, you know, what's the move? Acrobatics. Yeah, that's gonna be a really tricky team to deal with. In the middle, they kind of picked a lot of low tier mons, and
based on like some mons we thought went too early, and obviously with the picks going out, they really
Chandelure was a great pick. You're saying? Well, thank you. I was very pleased with my Chandelure pick. I thought it was a phenomenal pick last round. The fact that it was still there was just.
I kind of like. I know I like the Frostmoth.
Frostmoth was a great pick. Not gonna lie.
Just didn't know.
So who's your? Now you've seen everything. Who's your favorite team?
Who's my favorite team? Probably have to jump on the Frosted bandwagon. To be honest with you, I like to.
Really. Frosted will be happy with that. Should be very pleased. Speaking of Frosted, I actually go up against Frosted first, so I have got yeah, I'm gonna need it. Looking at their team, it's not looking like it's gonna be a fun time.
I think the biggest out of their draft was Savali. I think Savali just stands out a lot for me.
Yes, I mean the Dragovish is very scary. The Rabombi threat is just
pairing everything together. Oof, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. But you know what though, I am looking forward to kicking off this season, and that is what is next, team, because the season is officially underway. The draft is now over, and your boy is done here. Part 1 and part 2 of the draft will both be going up on the UBL official YouTube. The links are in the chat right now, !UBL. But there you can also check out the official UBL Twitter, Discord, all the coaches that are taking part, and you can stay up to date with the latest. And the best thing as well, guys, you can check out the amazing thing that is the official UBL website. Definitely do drop yourself a little peek on that. Save it as a tab, and you can keep up to date with all the coaches, everyone from the Sword Division and the Shield Division. See how everyone's getting on, and you guys can keep up to date with the league. But that is it. Draft breakdowns and analysis, they will start going down next week. They go live Wednesday or Thursday next week. You'll start seeing all the coaches, and you'll see their breakdowns and why they picked what they picked. But otherwise, week 1 battles, I believe. I believe week 1 battles. When do week 1 battles start? They start on the 9th.
Yep, next week.
When do they start? On the 12th. So week after next.
So 11 days.
11 days. Actually, yeah, it's good maths. 11 days from, well, this stream at least anyway, is the first week of battles. And as I say, your boy will be up against the Copenhagen Sawsbucks. You have the Adelaide Honchkrows going up against the Kansas Razorwinds. Detroit Littens are up against the Bowland Bovines. Toronto Leafstorms are up against the Nijmegen Nuzleafs. And there's a lot. But
yeah, you can obviously look it up on the UBL link if you guys want to go check it out, just to know who is facing who and who to root on.
Exactly. But that is it for the draft stream. I want to thank you all so much to everyone who's come down to help support the stream and support the draft. Big shout outs to the legend that is Poijz. Thank you so much for coming down and supporting me.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you so much. You are more than welcome. Thank you guys so much. I will be kicking off the draft breakdown next week for everyone who wants to check that out. But until the next time, guys, that is it from us. That is season 4 officially underway, and hopefully you guys will check us out as the battles progress over the next 8 weeks or so. But until the next time. Of course,
you're watching on YouTube. Make sure to link down below who you guys want, which team you're favoring. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube after that, do show some love on that like, subscribe, check out all the coaches, and yeah, definitely let us know which one's your favorite. That is key. That is key. But until the next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, morning, evening, and night. I have been your host, SilverBeanie. This has been the lovely Poijz.
Yeah.
And we'll catch all y'all beautiful people next time.